Celery juice. I did love it in LA.
Yes.
But you can't get it in New York. You know why?
You can't get a good
terrible.
celery. Yeah.
It tastes like dirt here. Dirt.
The vegetables are,
you know what it
not
tastes like in LA?
the-
You know what it tastes like in LA? Pure sunshine.
Sunshine and
Fucking green sunshine. You know what it tastes like here? Shit. It tastes like dog shit. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Wait, by the time this comes out, what night of Hanukkah will it be?
3.
The third night? Is tonight
Well,
the first?
wait, is it coming out Wednesday? No, Tuesday,
Yes.
right? Wait, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
4.
Fourth night of Hanukkah. Okay, because we're recording this on Sunday because Busy has holiday travel that she's got to get on the road for.
Too much stuff.
So, yeah, so we're recording this on Sunday. So let's just start by saying anything we say today here could be 100% different by the time you listen to this on Wednesday, because that's just how the world is working these days.
I mean,
Like
what's happening?
We could reference Twitter today, and by Wednesday, Twitter might be gone. I know people have been saying that, but it really might be. I don't know. It really might be.
It really might be.
So I'm just, just putting that out there that who knows, whatever.
Well, right. But that's like this is just the thing of living in this moment in time.
Yeah.
Like things change minute by minute.
Yes. It's true.
It is true. Was that my throat gurgle?
Was that your throat gurgle?
Or was it yours?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything, but
Maybe it was yours because I heard it.
oh, maybe.
Josh, did you hear it?
Josh, could you hear anything? Hi, Josh. Josh, by the way, this is going to be maybe our last like official episode of the year before the holidays. And so it's a good time to shout out our people that we work with. Josh is our editor. He edits the podcast. He often makes magic out of very disjointed, broken pieces of audio that we send him.
I mean, you literally are making it sound like we're elephants trying to record it. Like we do it, but there have been occasionally some issues. There have been
like
issues,
equipment malfunctions.
Yeah. Well, by the way, this
digital
equipment, no one's got this shit down.
Yeah,
Josh, you want to make $1 billion, honey? Fix this equipment. You know.
He does his best to like advise us on the equipment, but even he is like, I don't even know what to tell you. Sometimes those things are so wonky, the little recorders that we use. But also we have like guests recording on their phones and sending voice memos, and so thank you to Josh and also Amanda.
We love Amanda.
We love
Sells
Amanda. Sells our ads and just has had such a really great year for us. My son Eli works with Amanda. It's just a coincidence. It has nothing to do with me.
Well, that's not true. That's just a lie.
But
he's a Nepo baby.
But it's kind of nice, actually, in a weird way, to like tangentially work alongside my son, and to know what his work is. That's a luxury that most parents of adult kids don't. Most parents of adult kids, I get the sense, don't know what the fuck their kids do.
I think most parents of like children don't know what the fuck their kids do. Just any age.
I know. I feel like a lot of people in my family think that I worked at a TV station. Like they don't, like, you know what I mean? Like the intricacies of the television industry. Like I was like, I don't like work at Channel 7. You know what I mean? Like I work in TV, but not at a channel.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. What does anyone do? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. But so I feel like I have a good handle on what my children do for jobs. So that's...
Fuck, I had so many things to talk to you about, and now I can't remember literally one of them, and I'm not even stoned.
What?
I know.
Well, okay. So, I can start with, I think last week I mentioned on the Substack, a Bear on a Wire Substack, I asked if I ever told the Gap holiday candle story on the podcast, and everybody who belongs to the Substack who commented unanimously said no. So maybe I can tell that story.
Please.
And then you'll blow your nose. And
I just ate soup. So.
Oh, there you go. Runny nose. So, and then maybe in the meantime, you'll think of what you wanted to talk about. So, okay. So Gap holiday. I'm obsessed with holiday candles.
Wait, but I just need to interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Before you launch into a story. Like the implication that while you're talking and telling me a story, I would be like just actively trying to remember my own thing to talk about is so rude and also not how we work. Like it's not like okay, I'll take the next 3.5 minutes and you go ahead and check out and we'll meet back here and then maybe you'll have remembered your thing.
I feel like you can check out because I'm sure that I've told you this story. I know that I've told this story, so you don't have to listen so closely. And plus you're an actress, so you can just like act like you're listening while you're actually thinking of like the thing that you need to do.
That doesn't make for good podcasting.
Well, anyway, participate in this story as much as you want, but I did say that I would tell it. So, okay. Obsessed with holiday candles. I love a good holiday smell.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I already have questions, Caissie. See, because I'm a really good listener. Do you like pine scented candles? Do you like this? Do you like the candles that smell like Christmas trees, or do you like more like a warming spiced like spicy candle?
I get what you're saying. I think that I prefer like a pine
cinnamon
fir scent with like maybe like a little citrus note in it.
I hate a pine candle.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Some are really bad.
Gives me a headache.
Some are very bad and some are amazing. Mm-hmm. My favorite one of all time was the Gap holiday candle. And so when that came out, like a candle was a real luxury. Like I was like the age where I probably just trusted myself for the first time to even light a candle. Like I used to be afraid to light matches.
We just need to say, like, as everything in the world has continued to accelerate.
Yeah.
The proliferation of candles in the home also.
Yes, for sure.
There used to be there was like one store where you could buy candles.
Yes.
At the mall.
And like it used to be like you just lit your tapers at like a fancy dinner. It wasn't, people didn't have like jarred candles all over their houses.
Or fancy candles.
Right. Or fancy candles.
Unless you were like very, very rich.
Yes, exactly. So the Gap holiday candle was like a real luxury, both financially and just like something that I was not accustomed to having. And so I bought one for myself and I loved it so much. It like knocked my socks off. This is when I was working at the Rosie O'Donnell show. And so every morning when we would go in to have a writer's meeting with her, we would like picture jokes and things like that. But she also just wondered always like what we were super into, what we were obsessed with, because that would like, you know, sometimes like spark something in her. And like, you know, we were kind of like her faith popcorn. I think I mentioned faith popcorn on the podcast one time, and one person was like, "Oh my God, 1,000,000 points for mentioning faith popcorn." Like was like a trend picker. You know what I mean? Like would tell people like this color is going to be popular. This is going to be. So anyway, we were kind of like. We were like her canary in the coal mine for things that she was going to be caring about like in a couple weeks. So when I was obsessed with this Gap holiday candle, she was like, what are you know, I heard all your jokes. What are you guys into? What are you watching? And I was like, Rosie, I'm obsessed with this candle. And I actually brought mine in to like give it to her. And she sniffed it and she was kind of like, it's all right. It's fine. You know, whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that she doesn't love this candle as much as I do. Anyway, more for me, right?
I actually feel like I know where this is going.
So we
mostly because I probably have heard this story.
You have heard this story. So anyway, I was using this candle. Obviously, I burned it in the office that day, and then I brought it home with me and continued to burn it. And I was like, it's no problem. I'll just go to the Gap and get more. Like we had a Gap in our building at 30 Rock. I'll just go to the Gap and get more when this one's out. But then when it started to get near the end of this candle, I was like, oh shit, like there's no more of these candles at the Gap. I can't get any more. And at the 30 Rock Gap, they were like, someone came in and bought all of these Gap candles. And I was like, oh my God, like they were like, just bought them all. They're gone for the season. And so I was so jealously like hoarding this single Gap holiday candle that I had. Now, a side story, at Rosie, we always did like a very robust Secret Santa gift exchange. Rosie always participated in it, and it was just like everybody really got into it. So we drew names for Secret Santa, and that's like, it's not just people like exchanging for each other. It's like you just pick a random name and, you know, you give to that person and someone gives you a gift. And people really got into it. People like leaving little clues at desks and everything.
I love a Secret Santa.
So fun, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess I was like, I probably left. I'm burying the lead. I chose Rosie's name. And so I was like, what an honor. This will be so exciting to like be the Secret Santa for the boss. And like, I knew so much about her. So I felt like I was going to get her the perfect gift. And so I was like,
what was the cap on money?
I think like $25 probably back then.
Great.
You know. So anyway, I was leaving her little clues, et cetera, et cetera. And then I was like, my plan was on the last day, I was going to sneak into her dressing room before she went in to get hair and makeup and like leave her gift there for her. And like, I never had occasion to be in her dressing room. There was no reason, you know? And so I looked both ways, made sure that she wasn't coming, snuck into her dressing room to leave her gift on the day when no one was there. When I tell you, her entire dressing room was full of 1,000 Gap holiday candles. It looked like the set of a Cher music video in there. All the Gap holiday candles. Like to the point where I was like, oh, she bought them all. Okay, after like shrugging and being like, I guess it's all right. It's fine. She went down to that Gap or like sent her assistant, bought all the Gap holiday candles to the point where like it had such an impact on me that I can't even remember what the gift was that I was leaving for her that day. All I knew was I couldn't wait to like call her out for having bought up all of the Gap holiday candles in 30 Rockefeller Plaza. Anyway, which she got her gift. I remember she was nice about it. And I was like, listen, I want to talk to you though. After I so proudly showed you that candle and you were like, it's okay. Then I sneak into your dressing room and you have literally like dozens on dozens. Like back to truckload of Gap holiday. And she was like, oh my God, I know. And she was laughing. She was like, I decided, I guess, after the fact that I did like it, or like I smelled it in the store. And so like I bought them all. And I was like, yeah, no shit, you bought them all. I went to go buy one at the 30 Rock Gap and they told me someone bought every single last one. And she was like, haha, LOL, that was me. So I was like, okay, well, but she didn't offer to like let me take one of those candles out of her dressing room. No, that's not the end of this story. So anyway, that's kind of just like a side story. The full story is I still had like a little layer left of my Gap holiday candle at my house that I was just like lighting for like 1 hour every night so I could just make it last. Like
it was a real menorah.
Yeah.
Of the Gap holiday candle.
Yeah, I needed a Christmas miracle that this could last through Christmas. And so
Hanukkah.
Yes, was the oil, right?
Because it was supposed to burn. That's why I'm trying to make the connection because it's Hanukkah.
Yes.
You were hoping that the oil would continue to burn.
Exactly, but it didn't.
It did not.
because there's no miracles with Gap holiday candles. And so then it was just like a burned out shell of itself. And my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, it was on the windowsill of our bedroom on the Upper East Side. And he was like, I'm going to throw away this like used candle. And I was like, no, you can't leave it. There's still candle in there. And he was like, okay, settle down. And I was like, sorry, I just really love that candle. And like, don't be a busybody, and just leave my candle. And so what he didn't know, he did know that I wasn't willing to let him throw it away. What he didn't know is that I was going into our bedroom, and even though the candle wasn't lightable anymore, I was picking up the candle jar to like, sniff it, huff it a little bit, because that's how good that smell was to me. And
but like, okay, Caissie.
in my private moments,
But like, what? I mean, I don't like huff anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like nothing. Like I'm not like walking around my apartment like smelling blankets or something that just I don't know
what to tell you.
Really okay. You really had a thing for it.
So anyway, cut to one time I just go into the bedroom and I'm like, as is my habit now at this point, pick up the jar and like put it up to my face to inhale the candle smell deeply, disturbingly, I'll admit it, disturbingly. And then I was like, when I had enough, put the candle down. And then I came out of the bedroom and we were like watching TV or something. And my husband was like, what were you doing in there? And I was like, nothing. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, why? And he was like, I don't know. You were just in there for a little while, but he was like kind of laughing. And I was like, he's laughing because I'm like defensive. And he was like, you were just in there for a little while. So I wondered what you were doing. And I was like, I wasn't doing anything, like real mind your business tone to it. And so we sat like probably watching the X-Files or some shit for, I don't know, an hour. And then finally I got up to go to the bathroom, and when I looked in the mirror, I had a giant black ring around my face from where I like
Caissie.
stuck my face in the and he just like let me sit there.
Yeah, because he was like, I don't know what this bitch is on, but that candle, something's happening with that candle. But also, like, I mean, it is really weird. It's
so weird.
It's so weird, but I mean, I've liked candles before. I just don't think I've ever liked one enough to like stick my nose in it and sniff.
I don't know what is up with that. And then Gap discontinued. Like, I don't know. I haven't shopped in the Gap in years, but they haven't had that candle in years. Maybe that was like the last straw for me in the Gap. But I do know that my son Eli, ever since he was little, like, if you took him to any store, it was right to the candle aisle, and he would literally open every single candle and sniff it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing. People at home, tell us, are you candle sniffers? Like, there's a difference between just like smelling a candle in passing and like inhaling it, like sticking your face in it. So
yeah, I'm very sensitive to scent. So
yeah.
It's not my journey,
You're like, thank God you never became a college professor, because tell me if this is true. Everybody has a college professor who is like, I'm very sensitive to scent. It gives me a migraine. And so
it totally gives me a migraine.
Yeah. Nobody can wear any scent to class, which is fine. This is all valid. But that professor always has, every class is always trying to like figure out who's wearing a scent that is giving that professor a migraine, because people never follow the rule of don't wear scent to class.
Well, no, especially college students.
Yeah.
They love to stink it up. They're with all kinds of things.
I feel like every semester I had a professor of that variety, and then the entire class was wasted because every class would just be trying to figure out who had doused themselves in like Victoria's Secret body spray.
Dracar Noir. Dracar Noir.
Dracar Noir.
Dracar Noir. Oh my God.
Brute 33. That Brute 33 was more middle school, I feel like, but I don't know. One of my friends one time called another guy Brute Cakes because he put so much Brute deodorant on. And I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. Brute Cakes.
Brute Cakes is It's like kind of a cute. I kind of like it. My God, it's so pretty out right now. The light is beautiful.
You literally have like sunbeams going onto you from the side.
Oh my God, I do. Oh, yeah. Take a picture. I don't know if it's going to translate, guys. Wait, okay. I think it is.
I took a screen grab of it.
Weird, guys. You're going to see this photo and you're going to be like, your minds are going to be blown. I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit like I'm grateful for this light. I'm grateful for this whole light thing that's happening for me right now. I feel like it's a really good, I feel like the light team is showing up like majorly.
Yeah.
I haven't felt great this week. I've had a hard week and I think it's not uncommon for people to have that.
Yes.
This week, next week, the week after. But yeah, I've just been very, so I'm happy that this light is shining in this moment. It actually feels
light is
good.
Everything to you. It really is. Like, I mean, I like things that light up.
Speaking of which, guys, sidebar. If anyone works with neon in New York and can figure out how to get power to and hook up my busy tonight neon sign.
Oh, yeah, you need
that's sitting back there. It would be really cool, but I cannot figure it out.
Oh
and
gosh.
I'm no assistant right now. I'm like so far behind on everything. I'm like,
it's okay. It's okay.
I guess it's okay. I guess it's
fine.
Okay.
But I just think, I think there's something beautiful in like admitting's the wrong word, but just like acknowledging the simple things that bring your heart happiness. Mm-hmm. And like sometimes it literally can be as simple as like, I really like things that light up. It's not very deep, I know, but I just like colorful things that light up. And I know that one thing that brings you joy is like the simplicity just of like a light day, like natural light is like a big thing for you.
Natural light is a huge thing for me, as a matter of fact.
And so just the fact that there's natural light like spilling on you right now, like you're a little kitty and you deserve that. That's great.
I do feel like I deserve it. Thank you. I'm so happy to have it. Wait, I know what I want to tell you.
Okay, tell me.
I just thought of it.
Okay.
So, my dad had the spine surgery, the back surgery, right? He's doing well. But, it's like been this whole thing where I'm like, my parents are adamant that they still are having Christmas, but I'm like, it's a lot, and I don't, and I know how my dad is and I know how my mom is. And I know that they'll just like push themselves because, they just will.
Right.
So normally I just like do Christmas shopping and online and like all the gifts are at my mom's house. And it's just like every day the doorbell rings and there's new boxes that are like showing up for the couple weeks before Christmas. And then my mom has to like put all the packages into a room or, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I get there, I have to spend like a solid 3 hours wrapping.
Just wrapping. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So in a move to like sort of make things easier on my mom and my dad, I didn't want like all these packages showing up. I was like, this year, I'm just going to get the presents. I'm going to wrap them all here, just put them in a box, send them to AZ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, this is okay. So I took my packages to the mailboxes place that I go to. It's like a pack and ship place.
Right.
And the guy there is the nicest. And Jen, shout out Jen. She's so sweet. Gina loves her. They always give her a treat. And he's like, ooh, wait, these need to get there by Christmas? And I was like, mm-hmm. And he's like, ooh, okay, shoot. Okay. Let's see. Let me just try to work it out. Okay. When I tell you it would be $2,500.
Oh my God. What?
$2,500.
You could buy a used car and someone could drive them to Arizona for you.
I was like laughing hysterically, because I was just like, leave it to me.
Right.
To like try to do a thing.
Right.
Do a thing.
Yeah.
But then like, he basically was like, you would have had to have it all here by the 12th in order for it to not like to be guaranteed by Christmas by all these places. And guys, listen, please don't reach out if he was lying to me. Because I honestly, I swear to God, I can't handle that. Okay, so we're just going to go with, it wasn't because I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So that's not even an option. Like I'm not paying $2,500 to make sure these fucking, who do you think I am, Santa? No, sorry. Anyway, so we were just like, the kid and I were just like, he was like, I mean, yeah. And then the other woman was like, well, we could try to do ground, but it's just the thing is they won't guarantee. They just won't guarantee. And I'm like, well, I can't take that chance. That just won't work for me. So anyway, I was like, it's not going to happen. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to like pack some giant suitcases. How much do they charge you for an extra suitcase when you're blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
So then it was still super expensive, but it was less expensive.
Yeah.
Because like, no one gets any suitcases anymore checked.
Right. Right.
Right? Like, I mean.
No.
Sometimes you get your first bag free.
Right.
But we're talking, we would need 3 extra large suitcases.
Oh my God.
Well, two.
Okay.
It ended up being 2. So, but then I was like, I am going somewhere first, like before.
Right.
I can't, this is insane.
You're just dragging these packages
No,
everywhere.
it'd be so fucking stupid. And then I remember when I went to Arizona last time and I did that thing where that company sent my luggage ahead?
Yes.
Well, they don't ask you what's in your luggage, your presents. It goes through security checks, so guys don't think that I'm saying that you could smuggle drugs or something because you can't.
You cannot.
Like they do, it's just, they do security checks.
But there's not a rule that it has to be clothes.
There's no rule that it has to be clothes. So that was by far the cheapest and it gets there the fastest.
Oh, amazing.
So it'll get there before I do.
Amazing.
So
I'm so glad that worked out.
Stupid suitcases full of presents and then sort of like rolled clothes and like put stuff around it just because why not? I mean, first of all,
you're sending it.
Sending it me as well. I was like, how stupid is that? Also, what's going on, guys?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Like anyone who travels for the holidays, it's really hard because
I really did not want to.
I know. But I get why your parents really want you there. I get it.
I don't even think it's about them as much. Like I think they would be fine without us coming, truly.
Yeah.
I think that it's like a thing that my kids really love it. You know? It's like the thing that they look forward to and seeing my family and like my kids are very into my family.
Yeah, of course.
Not of course. Some kids, some people are like, they don't want to like hang out with their grandparents, some kids.
Well, but that's why I think it's good to do it because you just don't know. Like kids get older and it becomes not as much of a priority and, it's just good. It's good to do it.
Oh my God. I forgot. I just remembered the other thing.
What?
You're going to die.
What?
Okay. Did you see that Jimmy Fallon had Edvin Riding and Omar Rudberg from Young Royals as guests the other night?
I didn't see that, but I believe you.
His thing is so interesting. Okay, just sidebar really fast. This is just like between you and me and like all of our friends. His thing is so interesting. Why do you think he does the thing to like appeal to teenage girls, Jimmy?
Oh,
like he like does like the K-pop thing, and like he had like the guys from Young Royals on. I feel like he always does like, is that part of his shtick? Because I haven't watched in many years. But it's like part of his thing that he like pretends kind of like he's like excitable, like a teenage girl. Like, do you know what I mean though?
Yes. I think it's probably, he's always been really savvy about the internet. Like out of all the TV hosts, he's the most savvy about the internet and what does well on the internet. And that show has always recognized the value of playing well on the internet, which you and I know from firsthand experience, TV networks don't always pay any attention to that. And that is a huge mistake. And so I think I think it's a very calculated call. Because young teenage girls are the ones that spread things on the internet like wildfire. And, you know, we've seen the power of K-pop. Like the power of K-pop, I think, helped Joe Biden win the presidential election.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. And he does, and he's all in that K-pop world.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
So I think it's calculated because I don't think he's like, you know, a super K-pop fan. I mean, or maybe he is.
Like, I mean, it's just interesting to me because, yeah, like, you know, we loved Pen 15, and it was like sort of before people had really gotten on the Pen 15
train
when we were doing our show, and we were just like, we have to do Pen 15. We have to do like have both of them and do a throwback and blah, 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 blah. That wasn't us being savvy. That was just like,
we loved it.
Being selfish. Like we weren't, it was our own, we were servicing our own selves. And with someone with guests like Edvin and Omar from Young Royals, I was just a little bit like, what's driving this?
Yeah.
Like, is Jimmy really at home, like watching Young Royals? You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think it's probably very calculated, and it's probably because all of the late night shows, I think, tend to skew pretty old. And as we know, like the goal is to make your audience younger.
Power in the youth, guys. I don't know if you've heard this, but young people in this culture, they have the power.
Highly prized
demo.
And think about it, like which other late night host could you picture talking to like the stars of Young Royals?
Maybe
like,
Seth.
I think so too, but like
maybe
picture how the conversation would, you know, Jimmy's very good at giving like the same level of like, oh, I love this.
But is he doing, like, is part of his bit, like from the beginning maybe, is part of his bit sort of based in a character in his head of like a teenage girl?
Yeah, of like, I love everything and I'm wild
like
for
yes, like a fangirl.
Yes.
Like his identity is a little bit fangirl, right?
Yes. Yeah, okay. He's a fan of everything, which I guess like as a celebrity choosing to go on a talk show, particularly if you're like an up and coming, but you're like a big deal or whatever, like I would probably pick Fallon because like, you know, that's going to be like a friendly seat to sit in because you're already nervous.
Oh my God. Remember when I like got in so much trouble for being an asshole to that kid on James Corden?
Yes.
Oh no, I still feel bad about it. It was really funny though. It was really funny. It made me laugh. And like, don't take yourself so fucking seriously. Or don't be on Raya if you don't want to be called out on national television by some old bitch.
Look it up, everyone. It's a funny story. I mean, well, that's when you see like how everything is so packaged and calculated and how the story is supposed to go, but then like real life gets in the way and nobody knows what to do. And like that kid, I guess, probably because he is a kid, didn't know how to roll with it. So, you know, whatever.
I did feel bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I did.
But also, like, if you're trying to get with an older woman who is also in the public eye, then, you know.
It wasn't me. Guys, we have to clarify now, I feel like.
It wasn't.
We'll just do a 10-second. Like years ago, when we were doing Busy Tonight, I was going to go be on Corden. There was a young actor who was the guest as well. One of my friends, Kelly Oxford, had been chatting him up on, or they had been chatting each other up on Raya. She was, anyway, whatever. And then he ghosted her, but then was at the Casa Amigos Halloween party that night. He didn't ghost her. He they had plans.
Yeah.
He told her he was sick, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, he was at the Casa Amigos Halloween party. And then the producer was the one that told me that I brought the story up. We were all joking in the room that I should bring it up because on Corden, they make you all sit on the same sofa, which is so weird anyway. I hate that. So lame.
It works really well on Graham Norton, but I don't think it works as well on Corden.
Yeah. No, because please.
Because Graham Norton's a different guy.
Yes. Anyway, and then so we were all joking about how funny it would be if I basically, because it had just happened the weekend before. It was 2 days.
Well, he was
earlier.
going to talk about probably being at this star-studded Halloween party.
I think he did talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm making that part up, but whatever. The point being, the producer of my segment also was like, that's fucking hilarious. And you have to do that. You have to tell him. But they didn't tell him that I was going to do it. And so then when I did it, he got very flustered and is that what happened?
Yeah, because
I thought it was fine. I mean, I thought it was basically fine. I didn't think I was being bitchy at all. I thought I was just thought it was super funny. Because they were asking, no. Corden was asking him something about being a heartthrob and that he must be getting he must be hitting up dating apps or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I'm not it. That's not me or whatever. And I was like, I mean, isn't it? Or whatever, It was actually a weird natural in for me to call him out on
well, it was probably a natural in because I'm sure James Corden teed you up.
Well, I'm just trying to.
They tried to blame it all on you in the end.
They tried to blame it all on me.
It's not like you weren't teed up for it.
Okay, that's probably true. But whatever. I mean, I don't really feel bad. I'm sorry. I don't.
I mean, it's just a funny thing, and I'm sure it didn't ruin that young man's career. And whatever, if you're old enough to be trying to make plans to meet up with someone who is
a 42-year-old divorced mom.
Right. But this is also a message for 42-year-old divorced moms. This is why you don't try to make dates with people whose brains aren't grown in all the way yet. Because he thought that he could lie about being sick and then go to a Halloween party that was going to be A, highly photographed, and B, talked about probably on a talk show. And
oh my God. By the way, speaking of which, this leads me to another thing I wanted to bring up today that I forgot to write down. Family in the car driving yesterday. I can't remember. It was so cold. Where were we going? What were we doing? Why were we in the car? I don't remember. But we stopped at a stoplight, and all of a sudden I was like, that's Cindy Crawford and Randy Gerber. And it was this very unpopulated street,
Oh my gosh.
in New York here.
Yeah.
And it was just so unmistakably Randy Gerber and Cindy Crawford. If two famous people could look more like themselves, I don't know who they are. She had the full fucking perfect hair blowout, a little. I should have actually had you describe what you think that they looked like, because whatever it is that you're envisioning right now is exactly what they looked like.
Like the soda commercial.
But also Randy Gerber with the kind of tight jeans that are just perfect, and his belt and his
my gosh.
moto jacket, but that's perfectly worn in, and his I mean, it was fucking amazing. And then there was immediately a kid who was I'm so sorry, blah, 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 and they turned around and like all took a picture with this kid and his girlfriend. God. And it was super cute. But when they were like,
that's Kaya Gerber's mom. We got a picture with Kaya Gerber's parents.
I mean, that's insane. No, Cindy Crawford is legitimately like will always. I mean, she's a supermodel, but like she's the supermodel. She's an icon. She looks I've hung out with Cindy Gerber. I've hung out with oh my God, wait, why am I blanking? Now I can't remember her name. No, Gerber.
Kaya Gerber? Victor Garber?
Victor Garber. I've hung out with Victor Garber before because we were in a movie together. He was in this indie movie that I was in. Anyway.
Cindy Crawford, you've hung out with.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I've hung out with Cindy Crawford. Whatever. She's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like they looked like 3-dimensional cardboard cutouts of themselves.
Yeah, just unreal.
There you go. That's it. Okay, so that's back to Edvin and Omar being on the Tonight Show. Yeah. So obviously Birdie had texted me as soon as it was announced and was like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And I was like, oh, motherfucker. I don't want to go to the Tonight Show and sit. And I just can't, like, it's not for her. You know what I mean? Like, like there are lots of things that are for her. And that you guys know that the waiting backstage until midnight for Harry Styles was borderline.
You've done enough waiting backstage for 2022.
It's as far as I go. It's as far as I go. But those kids were really, really sweet to us when we were in Sweden and really wonderful. And I'm still in touch with like the creator of the show.
Yeah.
Like we became friends through Birdie's fandom and our trips to Sweden.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lisa wasn't coming for the appearance, but she's like, it's so exciting. It's so crazy, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I just sent like a DM to the kids because they had DM'd me like after we came to set.
Yeah.
Edvin and Omar. So I DM'd them and I was like, guys, super excited. You're going to be if you need anything. And if you want, I'd love to take you out for like a great dinner in New York while you're here, if you have time. Just like, I don't know, why not? For Birdie, you know?
Sure.
Christmas is coming, guys. Anyway, they were like, yeah, that would be amazing. Thank you. That would be so fun. So the night before the Tonight Show, I took them, our friend, oh my God, what's wrong with my brain today?
Nicole.
Yes. What's wrong with my brain today?
You're not great with names and you're tired.
You're so generous and so kind. And also those two things are true. And I get a bit of aphasia, when I'm stressed.
Yeah, sure.
Where like words just disappear.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway.
But
Nicole,
I knew you were talking about Nicole. Yeah.
Yes. So I text Nicole and I'm like, Nicole, Via Carrata, hardest table to get in the city. Arguably one of the hardest tables to get.
Yeah. You go there, you're going to see fancy people enjoying fancy dinners.
I'm like, babe, you're never going to believe this, but this is what's happening. And she's like, oh, yes, Birdie's going to flip out. And I was like, okay, you got to come by. And she's like, I'll hook you up at the table. I'm like, you got to come by and see what's happening. And she's like, I am actually sick at home. So many people are sick. I know. So she wasn't even there. But we went out and we had like the nicest dinner. And they're such sweet, good, young actors. And also like, here's why I like both of those guys. So Edvin, who plays the prince.
Yeah.
He's like got younger siblings that are like teenagers. Like he's only 20.
Right.
And so he has like a brother that's Birdie's age. Okay. And like the way that he like treats Birdie is so nice just because it's like it feels like his little sibling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
like
sweet.
Same with one of our babysitters, Tallulah, who also has a sibling who's Birdie's age in Birdie's grade. And like they hang out. It's not like, it's funny. It's like when Tallulah hangs out with Birdie, it's not like babysitting, but she's just like a good older kid that Birdie
like
can be
companion.
around.
Yeah.
Who's like, whatever. But anyway, Edvin's so sweet and was like telling me about like things he was writing. He's like been an actor since he was a kid. He's like one of those kids. In Sweden, I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Than here. And Omar, is like a pop star. Like he's like, and these kids are so sweet. And anyway, it was the best. I had like the nicest, and we had the nicest time at Via Carrata, and they were. I'm
glad you got to do that. Nicole, if you're listening, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I hope you're feeling better soon. I got to see a friend of yours last night because I went to Ashley Nicole Black had a little holiday party, and she got a fire pit. We were talking ahead of time. Is it a good idea to get a fire pit to roast marshmallows? She got it. It was so fun. But I saw Michelle Monaghan there, and she said to give you her love. But yeah, she like remembered me, I guess, from Busy Tonight. She was like, I know you. And I was like, yeah, I'm friends with Busy Phillips. You came on Busy Tonight. And anyway, so we had a nice talk, but she said to send you her love.
She's the best.
She's so lovely, and met her husband. And it was such a lovely night. It was, I was so happy that Ashley made like an option to be outside for people that wanted to stay outside. Cause I just felt like, I just gotta see some smiling faces. I just gotta roast some marshmallows socially,
I love it.
Yeah. But it was very cute. And, I don't think they'll mind me mentioning, but Quinta Brunson was there. And my favorite moment of the night was when she and my husband, Matt, were comparing their days as Friendly's employees.
Oh, my God. That's
They
hilarious.
both worked at Friendly's as teenagers. She had a much wilder story than Matt did, but I'll leave it to her to tell on Corden or Fallon at some point if she ever wishes to.
Does Corden still exist?
I don't know. I know he's leaving, but I don't know when the date is. I haven't been paying attention. But anyway, it was a fun night. It sounds like we both had a couple fun social events.
I have to tell you something, Caissie.
Please do.
I have been thinking about meditation and doing like breath work sort of more consistently.
Yeah.
It's a thing that I like go back to time and time again. And every time I do, I feel amazing. Calmer, like less, honestly, less quick to anger.
Yeah. More centered, more like rational.
Clearer.
Yeah.
But it is hard for me to remember. And that's why I'm really excited about our new advertisers on this podcast.
Yes.
Open. Because Open is a mindfulness app that is basically built to transform our lives. We're going to combine breath work, meditation, sound, and movement. We're going to strengthen our mind and bodies. We're going to practice digitally on the app and the website. Or you can go to their studio in Venice, California, which is very exciting.
I might do that.
Maybe I'll do that at some point.
Yeah.
They also have the Open's Breathwork and Meditation Challenge in January, and I want to do it.
Oh, so cool. I'll do it too.
Okay. So you get free unlimited digital access to Open January 1st through the 31st, and you complete 31 practices in 31 days, any digital class or in person at their studio in Venice. I do think there's something to doing something like that because it's like every day you do it, and
and your friends are doing it. Maybe you guys at home will do it, and we'll just cheer each other on and remind each other to keep it up and see what our results are.
If you complete the challenge, you get entered to win an Open in-person retreat because in 2023, Open is launching retreats, which is going to be very fun.
That's so
I'm
cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Guys, also they have a social feed where you can share your Open profile handle with your friends and community, and you can stay connected, and you can see who's doing the challenge. You can share kudos, congratulations.
That's really cool. I think all of us are increasingly looking for community. So sign me up.
Let's just try it. Why don't you and I just do it?
Okay.
We're just going to try it.
We're just going to try it.
Okay. Guys, join us in the Meditation and Breathwork Challenge. It's totally free for the month of January. Go to withopen.com/best to sign up. That's withopen.com/best to sign up for free. And let's do it, guys. I think we can do 31 days. I do.
100%. 100%.
I believe in us.
Me too. And I believe in all of us.
I believe in all of us too.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Open. Listen, it's almost 2023. And you know what it's going to
believe it.
I know. I can't either. It's like in a week, 2 weeks. I don't even I don't understand time anymore.
It's in seconds, minutes.
Well, you know what 2023 is going to be?
What?
It's going to be the year of the first-time home buyer.
I think so too.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because 2022 was really difficult and crazy for people trying to buy homes. But with, recession stuff, buyers have more power, less cutthroat competition, and homes are about to get a little bit more affordable for people. Anyway, if you haven't listened to the How to Buy a Home podcast, now is the perfect time. Host David Sidoni is an industry expert. He's helped thousands all over North America buy their first homes, and we are confident that he can help you too. He's been doing this since 2005, and he loves guiding people through the first steps of buying a home, whether you're planning to buy it now or 5 years from now. He can even connect you with a great realtor in your neighborhood. Plus, he just released a first-time homebuyer starter kit at howtobuyaHome.com, a free resource thousands of people have already taken advantage of, with all the knowledge you need to buy your first home.
Even if it's 10 years down the road, I know it's a daunting process, but you can do it. And David's a good guy, and he will walk you through it and make you feel confident.
100%. And I think you should start thinking about it at howtobuyaHome.com. And you're going to make it 2022 was the last year you rented. And you can find How to Buy a Home on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks, David. Have you been watching Harry and Meghan?
I watched the whole thing the other day.
Me too.
While I was doing
Well, you
stuff.
watched the most recent 3 too. So did you watch 6?
Yeah, I watched all of them.
Because, well, I don't know, because they
added. Yeah.
They're doing 3. There's 3 more coming next Thursday, right?
I think so. Yeah. But I'm up to date. I'm caught up. Okay. This today. What do you think?
Holy shit. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. I love it so much.
It's interesting. I saw this thing today saying that it hasn't helped them in the UK in terms of popularity. And I'm like, I don't know. Who gives a fuck? They're not elected officials.
100% agree. Who gives a fuck? Also, guys, I have so many thoughts. And as an actor, I feel like I have many.
Yeah.
Because it's really funny. Well, first of all, I know Abigail Spencer really well, forever. So it's so funny to see. And I've met Meghan, and Meghan was on Love, Inc.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had met Meghan through Abigail.
Oh,
at
interesting.
Some point as well. It's just it's so specific. It's such a specific type of woman that as an actor, I have encountered many, many times, which is somebody was saying I think it feels distant. I was like, no. I know that girl. I don't know her. I know that girl. She's totally genuine in everything that she's I believe everything that she says. Once
I feel like they held back.
She did? He feel like so fucking hard.
I feel like everybody was very conservative and judicious with like how they said everything, and they weren't. I feel like they could have been rougher. Okay, to be honest.
First of all, I think that he goes super hard. I think he goes pretty much as hard as he could go. Don't you think?
I mean,
he literally talks about his brother and his dad yelling at him.
Yeah, but
that's fucking nuts that anyone like that royalty has ever. You know what I mean?
I think that
I only know this because of my 3 seasons plus of The Crown that I've watched. But guys,
I think that they like put a lot of dots out there and let people connect the dots, but they didn't like put a fine point on anything. You know what I mean? They weren't saying like
his brother's racist,
family is racist, or what, you know what I mean?
I don't think that his dad was. I think he kind of infers that his dad isn't.
Right. Right.
Don't you? That his dad's whole thing is like about the whatever institution.
Yeah.
That William and Kate have like a whole other trip going on.
Yeah.
And that their press office is like fucking garbage.
Yeah, because he's like, yeah.
By the way, whoever it was, right? Like whether it was at the behest of Kate or William.
Right.
The press secretary, like planting stories and narratives and shit.
Right.
It's fucking crazy to me.
It's really crazy because, like, Lord knows, I mean, over the years, we've heard so many stories about the infidelities in Charles and Diana's marriage, the infidelities in, like, Fergie and Andrew's marriage.
Well, Prince Andrew and,
about,
Epstein.
And Epstein Island. And then also, like, but I've also heard those rumors about Kate and William. And so, you know, it's, like, obviously it's something that people are deeply fascinated by, but so it's so interesting to just have these people who are like formerly from the royal family, like speaking for themselves, because that's not something that we ever get.
I have practical questions that I wish would be addressed. Okay.
Let's hear them.
How the fuck you gonna afford a $25 million Montecito estate if you're cut off? Guys, where's this coming from?
You make a Netflix documentary series.
No fucking way. But they were in that house before. They got the house before. How'd they get that fucking house? My only questions are real estate based. I am just like,
David Sidoni. How did Meghan and Harry get that
David
estate?
Sidoni, please. Because guys, I'm not gonna fuck around. I know what the fucking third lead on a show for a second-rate cable network is making an episode. Right. And it's not that fucking mansion in Montecito.
No.
And I don't understand, like, does he have a trust fund or something? Does he have, no one talks about, like, this is like the thing. That's fine if they're like, if he's like, we're off the payroll and we didn't want to be, that was very important to us, was to break that thing. So, whatever. Right. And I totally get it. And that makes so much sense to me. But where does his money come from? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Where is it from?
I mean, he has the book. And then,
honey, you and I have both. And I'm sorry. I know I'm not fucking Prince Harry, but that book again is not buying that house.
I don't know. Not. I mean, it's not good. No, I'm just saying the book and the Netflix series, I think, would secure a mortgage.
Wait, when did the book come out though?
I mean, I don't know when it came out, but I'm sure he negotiated for like an advance on.
Well, 100%. I would hope that he got a huge advance.
And by the way, like, I don't know.
What? This is probably all Googleable.
I don't know the structure of their deal with Netflix, but do you think Netflix wasn't like, we'll give you X amount of dollars, and the second that your grandmother passes away, we're going to run with this series? Like, clearly that's what they waited for, correct? For Elizabeth to pass?
Yes. Because I don't think he would have done it if both of his grandparents were alive. Similarly, I probably wouldn't have written about my abortion unless both of my grandparents had passed away. Okay, well, apparently they're worth about 60, according to this article that I just pulled up.
Yeah, he got $20 million advance for the book.
Holy shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the publisher also agreed to make 2 charitable donations totaling $1.6 million as part of the deal, amazing. According to the BBC.
Oh, Diana also left her boys a gorgeous collection of jewelry. That's so nice.
Because, I mean, Diana was from money as well.
So he was earning between $50,000 and $53,000 as a helicopter pilot. Okay, well,
that's not a lot. To live in
a
yeah.
So Queen Elizabeth in 1994 placed 2/3 of her money, about 19 million pounds, into a trust fund for all of her great grandchildren, including William and Harry. So like Eugenia, who's like adorable in that documentary.
Beatrice and Eugenie, yeah.
Yeah, Beatrice and Eugenie. So the brothers split about 6 million, so like 3 million pounds each at age 21. And believe it or not, Harry took the majority of that money. Oh, well, then that's not split, guys. Why don't you write this article
Why
better?
did he take the majority of it? Because
Ready?
He's not going to be the king?
Yes! To compensate for not becoming sovereign. However, it is unclear whether Harry was cut off from that money after he and Meghan stepped back.
Interesting.
Senior
By the
royals.
way, if I was like a Harry, that would have been like my whole shtick for my whole life. Like whenever I wanted more dessert, I'd be like, but I'm not going to be king.
Guys, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm a full fucking idiot and I apologize. Their Netflix deal is worth $100 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay, all right, guys. I'm sorry. I just didn't. Here's what the only thing I was saying.
You were basing it off of how much you were getting for Girls 5 Eva.
Fuck off. You know what? That's mean. It's mean, and you know that I've been having a hard time, and you're just like, I'm gonna be a dick. By the way, I get paid a lot. Anyway, the point is,
$100 million is unfathomable.
No, that's a number that you and I,
like, how does
never
Netflix,
the twain shall meet.
How does Netflix even have $100 million?
It certainly is not crypto. Anyway, listen to me. My only point was just that they didn't have the fucking Netflix deal when they decided to boot it from the palace.
Yeah, they just knew they were going to move in with Tyler Perry and live rent free.
Okay, by the way, the Tyler Perry of it all is like my favorite thing ever.
I loved it.
I did too. I love him.
Like they'd never met him. They were just like social media friends.
Also, can I tell you something? That is how celebrities like on that level really work. You know,
that's what I was going to say.
I
Stars,
know it too.
They are not like us.
They're not like us. But if they see another star in crisis, they will come to their aid. Now, I will not name names, but I did have someone that I knew that was going through a fucking thing. And this person reached out and was like, anything you need, like, let me know if you need to like fly private from one place to another place to like just get. And they fully took them up on this private plane offer to just like get out of town. With their kids and stuff, so that like it was like all super private.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying, they never met that person. They had never met that person. They didn't know that person. They had no connection to that person. No one that they knew. Like, it was just like, I'm a famous person.
Yeah.
Reaching out through my agent to your agent saying, I feel for you. I see it. I see you. Famous person who doesn't have as much money as me.
Famous person in peril.
Famous person in celebrity peril. Like, can I offer you the one thing that I've got, which is my private plane? Like, what the fuck?
This is how we know Batman could never be real. Because he'd just be helping more minor billionaires.
This is the other thing that we were talking about when we were talking about that, like, oh no, wait, maybe we weren't talking about this on the podcast. But when I was like so confused about the LA mayoral election with Rick Caruso versus Karen Bass, I'm like, how is it? Like, this woman is like been an organizer and a city planner and like has worked in these areas her entire fucking career. And on top of all of that, she is a woman and she is a Black woman. And like how are all of these fucking random ass celebrities like, but the guy that built the malls that we like should definitely be mayor. And then somebody that I'm friends with was like, oh, Busy, but you're forgetting the first rule. Like, billionaires love billionaires.
Yeah.
Like, if like rich people love other rich people.
Yeah.
They just do.
And they were all like, I feel like there was some like connection where they all like family connections or whatever between all of these like really wealthy people that were like normally you'd expect to be pretty liberal. Were like, oh yeah, Rick Caruso is the guy. Fortunately for the city of Los Angeles, a rich person's vote in the end still only counts one time.
Yeah.
So,
but also, I also just want to say publicly and right here that I've never been offered a home to live in.
No private jets.
Actually, that's not true.
Oh, okay.
Because remember when I came to LA last summer?
Yeah.
And that woman who is a friend through friends, but like our kids used to go to school together, like let me stay in their guest house. And the guest house was so beautiful.
Yep.
And she was like, she knew that I was like going through it. And she was like, you don't have to pay me anything. It's fine. That was nice.
There you go. See?
But that it's not the same thing as like sending a jet.
You didn't get a jet. Up in a jet, and you weren't like, as long as you need to live here, it doesn't matter. Where I live on this compound is so far away, I'll never see you.
But that's not what he was gone. He wasn't there.
Yeah, he was gone.
By the way,
he did like renovations to the property to protect them because it got like
I'm obsessed with Tyler Perry.
His formerly like secluded property was invaded, and he was like, I live here, celebrities live all across the way, and none of us had ever seen anything like this.
I know exactly where he lives. By the way, I totally do because I
fly a helicopter over there yourself.
No, but like it is fucking wild because I've been in that enclave before in Beverly Hills, and there are like the most. He's not exaggerating. Like he didn't name names because he's being chill, but like there are the most famous people in that enclave. And so
I too have been to that enclave, I believe. The same, once or twice.
And so it seems bonkers that like the helicopters and all this stuff, like it does feel, I don't know. I think that they both had a little bit of like, I really believe that both of them thought that it wouldn't be as bad as it was.
Yeah.
I really believe that she thought from her perspective, and like people that I know that aren't actors who I've talked to about this are like, really? So I'm going to say this because I think it is of value. I really think she thought, I know what famous people are.
Yeah.
I've been around really, really famous people.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it sucks sometimes. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're really, really famous. People know they are. It's fine. It's nothing that I can't fucking handle.
Yeah.
And what she did not, like, okay. I've seen people also heard people say things like, how did she not know? Da 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 da. Okay. Watching this documentary, I didn't fucking know. Right. I had no idea. None of us in America know the extent of what the British tabloids are on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When like, you get a job at Subway, you have to like study a big book of like how to make the sandwiches. So, you know, becoming a royal is like times 10 million of that. And you're expected to know all of this shit. And like people here can't even pass the Subway sandwich test. You know what I mean?
But not just that, like just the expectation that she was like signing up, like just even by dating him, she was like, you knew what you were signing up for.
Yeah.
Like
to be
No.
tormented.
I maintain there's no fucking way that any American person could have any idea until watching this documentary. I like truly didn't fully get the extent of it, like how the press works there. I think they've done a really great job of explaining like British tabloid culture and how it affects public opinion and how like the institution of the crown and then also like how
they work together,
political side, like play into this thing to control a narrative, which, by the way, guys, this is the thing. Like, this is the thing that I think we all have to get more fucking savvy about, which is that, like, we are all being told what to care about all the time.
Right.
By the media.
The American media, I feel like, has started to follow the British media model more, which is like the object is to build someone up just to tear them down, because that's how you make your bones. You know what I mean? Like, you make a lot of money when you're building someone up to be like, oh my gosh, everyone loves her. She's a breath of fresh air. She had the queen in stitches. Everybody adores her. And then the narrative turns because she has like this bright light on her. Oh, it turns out she's a monster. She's a diva. She's demanding. She's abusive. Like, it just... I mean, look at the level of control that family has, in my opinion, how much they control the narrative about them and what gets out and the protocol that they demand that everyone adheres to.
Okay.
It would not be possible to be a monster in that environment. No. It would be shut down in 1 second.
Also, guys, yeah, like James Corden being horrible to the waitstaff at Balthazar is one thing.
Yeah.
Also, like, I'm sorry. I just don't fucking buy it. I don't buy it.
Also,
I don't buy that she was horrible at all, ever, to anyone. She looks, when they talk about that thing, like when you follow, like, even just like the colors that she was wearing until the very end. But like when you even just look at the pictures, she's so like, you can tell she's so like shrinking into herself, trying to like just be like, oh shit, I clearly am not supposed to be myself. So I gotta like figure out who this character is.
Right.
Like if Jimmy Fallon is playing a teen girl, Meghan Markle was like, I have to now play
a shrinking Violet.
I guess I'm Kate Middleton. I guess I have to play Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton Jr., basically. Yeah.
But not shine as bright as Kate Middleton.
Here's the thing. I think if she had been a monster, if that were true.
Well, would Harry be in love with her? No.
Harry probably wouldn't love her, I don't think. But also, it would have been shut right down. Someone would have had a real fast talk with her about how we don't do that. And by the way, it never would have gotten out. Nothing's getting out of that palace without intention behind it. So, like, painting her as some kind of monster, somebody signed off on that. And so was Harry saying in this documentary that his brother signed off on that, or that, his brother's office? I don't know who signed off on that, but it was someone's call to allow her to be painted in the British press as some kind of monster. And, and I'm not here for that.
I'm not here for it. I don't like it. I don't like it for her. I don't even fucking know her. I feel like I do know her because I feel like I just know that girl.
Yeah.
And that girl means well. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Is like, I have no judgment other than like having worked as an actor for so many years. That girl like just has her heart in the right place.
Yeah. And also, like, I thought it was really interesting. A lot of people that I respect who watched it and are like media critics or whatever, like, listen, they had a huge hand in making this quote unquote documentary. And that automatically like tells you, like, of course it has a tilt. It has a bias. They wanted to get their story out there. So know that it's their story and it's the way that they want to tell it. And, and they probably feel like they're finally getting their story out there after years of having someone else tell their story. So just know that, it's like their perspective and it's kind of unchecked. Nobody was trying to disprove anything that they were saying. They were trying to like make a supporting case for these two people that were obviously heavily involved in the making of this quote unquote documentary. So that's not what we think.
Wait, what? What are you saying?
Like, they made the documentary about themselves.
Right.
So that's not like when you make a documentary, you're supposed to be presenting an unbiased look at something without, they are making a thing about themselves. So obviously it's like in their favor.
Right, but it's not like a documentary. It's like a follow doc.
Right, like a docu-series, which is like, so, so nobody's trying to say that it's like an unbiased, like, look at anything. Obviously, they have like bias toward themselves. But what I was saying is like they probably felt like they haven't been able to tell their story. And like this was their opportunity to tell their story. All that being said, like Harry grew up, you know, with every privilege in the world, but still with like a lot of things being really hard. He lost his mom to like the sickness of the media there. And his parents would have stayed married if they had had like a healthy marriage, maybe. I don't know. You know, the guy is immensely privileged and living in this system that a lot of people are like disgusted by, and rightfully so. But so like I give him credit for wanting to like put that behind him and evolve. And yet at the same time, you can kind of like chuckle that like when they escaped, like they got to live in this palatial estate.
Like a literal palace.
That yeah, like they moved from like British palace to American palace just because like Tyler Perry, you know, wanted to help out, wanted to like help them out. And so it is like a little, you know, it is like it's unfathomable to most of us, you know. Our friend Ashley Ray, I think, said, and you know, she's a comedian, but she's also like a media critic, and she was like, I simply don't know what Meghan and Harry want us to do for them, you know, which I was like, it really made me laugh because she was like just saying like, I don't know, like, okay, like I watched it all, I don't know, you know, okay. But yeah, a lot of things can be true. Like she's an actress. He's a royal person. It's wild, but also like, yeah, their life probably was fairly difficult and shitty. Like where, you know, especially when you're accustomed to doing whatever you want as an American.
I have to say that like little cottage they lived in though looked so cute.
That was so cute. And
like
I did
inside of Buckingham Palace, that like tiny little cottage.
Well,
like,
I think that's really
interesting. There.
Yeah, so cute. But like, I don't think that people think of like that's where you live in that tiny little cottage on the grounds.
I mean, I've always heard about the apartments.
The apartments, yes.
But I'm like, I don't know. That cottage is real cute. And Frogmore was so cute too.
Frogmore was really cute. And, you know, I guess if you watch Downton Abbey, you might have some idea that there are like outbuildings on the grounds of like a big estate. And that's where like extended family members live. But I think you think like you're the prince, like you're the queen's grandson. Like you probably just think that you're riding your tricycle around like a giant palace, like it's The Shining or whatever. But no.
No. Well, I know all of this.
A little damp cottage.
I mean, I love a damp cottage. I actually don't. The one time that I went to the Cotswolds, it's like one of the worst trips of my life, which I don't think I need to get into here, but it was terrible. Just know that it was terrible. And I was in my 20s.
You were staying in damp cottage.
Early 20s.
With very low ceilings. And
it was low ceilings. It was like an ex-boyfriend and his like family. It was all bad. It was literally, honestly, it was all bad. Honestly, for being honest,
oh my goodness,
it was terrible.
But anyway, on balance, I came out like just being like, yeah, it's everything that I thought, and like I'm rooting for Harry and Meghan. I hope they do good things with.
Well, they're already doing good
with
things
their lives. Yeah, that's all.
Those babies seem real cute.
Very cute.
Honestly, I feel like Harry and I would be friends.
Probably. I don't see why not.
I don't know. I'm not good at like, I can't live like in Montecito or whatever, you know.
It's too far. It's too far out there.
Far.
Yeah, they're like that's where Oprah's home is, right? Or was. Did she lose her entire? Oh, I didn't know if she lost her whole entire home in wildfires that time.
No. She paid for. She has like a private fire protection service.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you know, Montecito. It's like, it's where the really
really rich people
astronomically.
It's not. You know what? It's not my journey.
No.
It isn't.
It's not your journey?
No. It's just not.
I mean, yeah. I'm not getting $100 million for a Netflix documentary anytime soon.
Seems dumb. We should.
I mean, listen, who knows?
Oh my God, wait. I almost don't know if I should say it.
What?
Shit. Fuck, I don't know if I should say it.
Well, say it.
Because it's before Christmas.
Okay.
But we had a Christmas miracle that happened.
What?
Like a crazy Christmas miracle. Guys.
What?
Guys, lean in. Because what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your fucking mind. I don't know if anyone else had this experience. I can't post it on social media yet until after Christmas. The good news is Birdie does not listen to this podcast. Mark got an email as one of Taylor Swift's valued fans from Ticketmaster.
Yes.
We know that you were like fucked out of tickets, essentially.
Yeah.
I didn't get the email, which is interesting, but like
Weird.
one of us did. It's fine.
Yeah.
We want to give you another opportunity to get tickets to the show of your choice. Okay.
I wondered if this was going to happen for you because my friend Jason Schomer in Minneapolis, Minnesota, got the same email.
Okay, guys. So just so you guys all know, if you're listening and you also have been in a similar boat as us, we had 2 email accounts that had gotten the pre-sale, like approval and the code or whatever. My account was the one that got in to the queue,
right.
But then it like the whole thing shut down and my code didn't work or whatever because they shut the whole thing down, which was very frustrating. Mark never even got in on his thing. He never even like got into the place where you could buy tickets. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, honestly.
Maybe.
But Mark got this email like 4 days ago or something that was like, we're giving you another chance. And he like, it was actually the way that they did it was so much smarter because it was like, we decide. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was like, you just tell us if you're in, authorize your highest whatever tier of ticket you would be willing to buy.
Yeah.
And whatever. And then we'll let you know in 24 or 48 hours, like if you get it maximum 2 tickets. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you could get. We got 2 tickets to Taylor Swift.
Great.
I know.
Wow.
He got them. So we got the email and it's like the most exciting, craziest thing. And the seats seem pretty good.
Good.
So you know what? We did it. Guys, we all did it.
It was a miracle.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, the other issue is kind of, can I be real?
Yeah.
I want to just let Birdie take her best friend, Bevan.
Yeah.
Now, am I a huge Taylor Swift fan? Yes, obviously. Now I am.
You've seen her.
But guess what? Well, I've not seen her. I mean, I've hung out with her. It's fine.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
You're an adult.
I'm a fucking grown up. That's what they say. And so I actually just think we should give them to Birdie and her best friend for Christmas.
Or you can
that's what I think.
Give them to Bird and let Bird choose.
No, Birdie wants to go with Bevan. It was like the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's great.
Oh my God.
Do it. Well, congratulations. I hope other people got that email.
I do too. And I hope you guys got those ticks. And if you didn't, I have nothing for you.
That
sucks.
They could maybe get tickets to come see us. It's not the same.
Come see us, please. Oh my God, you guys, please.
I was laughing because people were like, oh my God, your tickets are on Ticketmaster. And I was like, OMG, after we did a whole episode. Biz, when I was traveling last time, I saw so many base rolling bags and weekender bags in the airport. And I had one too. And I felt so cool and so in.
It's definitely the new it bag, guys. I'm just going to say it right now. Also, I do want to say that weekender bag is an amazing gift. If you're shopping last minute,
yeah,
I'm just saying, get into it. Base is very chic and affordable travel bags and accessories that are packed with function and are super cute. I'm obsessed with that Weekender bag. It is the best thing ever.
It's genius. It fits
genius.
It's like the Mary Poppins bag, like she's taking out lamps.
It actually is like the Mary Poppins bag. It's shaped like that too.
Yes.
But like the fact that like you can put 2 pairs of shoes in that bottom zip container, which I love because I hate packing my shoes in with my clothes because that's gross.
Yes.
Like gross. I don't want my dirty shoes in with my clothes.
Yeah.
You know?
By the way, last time I fit 3 pairs of shoes and like other stuff that I wanted to keep separate from the rest of my bag. It was a lifesaver.
Do you want to know what I did with it last time?
What did you do with it?
Well, I squished my winter coat into it once I got into the airport so that I wasn't huffing and puffing and sweating as I was running through the airport in my like winter puffer.
Right.
But it like squished down perfectly into that little compartment.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm telling you, this bag is genius. And Shay Mitchell, actress, bag designer.
Bag genius.
You've got something here, kid. I really do love it so much. Anyway, she traveled a lot as an actress and she was like, none of these bags are doing anything for me. Well, Base has thought of everything. Shay Mitchell has thought of everything. So guys, we cannot just go check them out. We're obsessed with them. Their luggage is multiple sizes and colors. And I'm telling you that Weekender bag is so functional and brilliant. Right now, Base is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase by visiting basetravel.com/best. Go to basetravel.com/best for 15% off your first purchase. That's Base, BEIS, travel.com/best. Nothing like the smell of fresh baked bread.
That was very Oprah.
It was actually. Oh my God. I couldn't help it. You know what? That was like sense memory that just came into my head. How she's like, bread. But it's true, guys. It's true. And you've heard us talk about Wild Grain before. And here we are talking about our favorite subscription service, Wild Grain. It's the first bake from frozen box of artisanal bread. Amazing rolls, pastries, handmade pastas.
My freezer is stocked with chocolate avalanche croissants and regular croissants ready to go for Christmas morning breakfast. It's going to be so easy.
I love that for you.
While coffee is brewing, those things will bake.
Well, the best thing is that everything bakes from frozen in 25 minutes or less. It's fantastic. They also use this slow sourdough fermentation process that's healthier for you and your gut and tastes better than anything you can find in a grocery store. And plus, for every new member, Wild Grain donates 6 meals to the Greater Boston Food Bank. They've donated over 120,000 meals so far. And Caissie mentioned the chocolate avalanche croissants, but for the holiday season, they're also featuring delicious new limited time sweet treats such as pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Yes. Orange cranberry biscuits. Delicious. All you have to do is you have to sign up at wildgrain.com/busy and choose what type of box you want to receive and how often. It's really easy to reschedule or to skip or to cancel. And, you know, if you're going to be out of town or something, you just reschedule it. It's super, super easy.
It's so easy.
You ready? Are you hungry? I know you are. For a limited time, you can get $30 off the first box plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/busy to start your subscription. You heard me. Free croissants in every box. $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/busy. That's wildgrain.com/busy. Or you can use promo code busy at the checkout. We love you, Wild Grain. Caissie, do we even talk about the email that I got for that brand?
Oh my God. Let's talk about it.
guys. We need you to join us on our journey. So you know that I've talked shit about a couple different cereals in recent days.
Breakfast cereals.
But this is what I'm saying. Breakfast cereals, I don't know what it is with me and breakfast cereal, but we're fucking on one. There's like, you know what it is? It's generational trauma. No, you know what it is? It's like past life shit. Like, I feel like I'm going through this journey and I'm having some sort, like, I don't know what is going on, but I got this wild email directly from like a person representing a cereal asking if I would participate. I was so unclear about what it was even asking, Caissie. You were like, this is unhinged. I can't. But the truth is, it's one of the cereals I've like talked shit about because it was the one that got me really sick. Remember, guys? Remember when I got really sick and I had that bacterial infection? Do you remember the cereal that I said it was? I'm like, my nose is dripping. Like, what is going on with me? I'm going to have to blow my nose again. Okay. Wait, seriously? Oh my God, Caissie. It's like water is coming out of my nose.
You're all right.
Caissie, I don't know if I am.
You're worried it's your brain fluid?
Seriously, it's like yellow water. What does that mean? Am I dying?
I mean, your sinuses are notoriously repulsive.
Oh my God. Oh no. I like kind of want to show you. That was disgusting. And I feel like it's been in there for like literally years.
Yeah, probably.
No, because I had that surgery.
Yeah, they would have gotten it. But that was a few years ago.
I haven't Nelly-Medded. I haven't like rinsed my sinuses in like...
Neti potted? What's Nelly Med?
Neil-Med, but I call it Nelly-Med, which is the wrong thing to call it.
Okay.
Neil-Med, Neilmed, is the company that makes the stuff that you get at like CVS.
Oh, okay.
That's that little squeeze bottle. That's called Neil-Med.
Got it.
But because neti pot is a thing.
Yeah.
And then I, in my head, have always made it Nelly Med, which is not right.
But it doesn't matter.
It has confused previous helpers when I've asked them to go to the store and get me one. Anyway, that's the one that's like the brand that people use.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
But anyway, what I'm just about to tell you what just happened to my nose, it felt like old water from rinsing my sinuses, like just started dripping out of my nose. What the fuck is happening to me?
I mean, you know, because
I okay?
It's like the sensation when you know you have water in your ear and it comes out like 2 days later. It probably felt like that.
That's exactly what it felt like, but it's been weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks.
Well, I think you're okay. I'm going to say you're okay.
I don't know.
But keep an eye. I mean, you're always vigilant toward your sinuses because you can't trust them. So
I fucking hate these bitches. She gave me a perfect looking nose and just it's all fucked up inside. You know what I mean?
Everything inside is wrong.
God damn it.
What were we talking about though? Oh, cereal, unhinged cereal email. Yeah.
Man, a wild ask by a brand to me.
Did you say yes?
I haven't responded.
Oh, all right.
Because should I say yes?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people like working with, someone who's like
haters.
Yeah,
Here's my question though. I think she doesn't know. That's my thing. And
maybe.
And because I got so burned last time with the cereal situation,
you don't wanna...
I can't get burned by cereal again. You know?
Well, you can always be honest. You can always be like, hey, listen.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure.
Hey, you know what, Case?
What?
That's exactly what I should do.
Yeah.
Honesty is the best policy.
That's what they say. I don't know. I've not fully tried it.
You have.
I'm just kidding. But I'm very honest because I just think it just wastes time to be dishonest.
I hate
it's a waste of time.
I hate wasting time.
Everyone's always going to find out the truth, and they're going to be so much madder when they find out later.
100%.
You tried to pretend that it wasn't true.
Yeah, like that guy on Corden who didn't go out with Kelly and then went to the Casa Amigos Halloween party. Arguably one of the most photographed LA events of the year.
Yeah.
Baby to baby gala, Casa Amigos Halloween party. That's it.
Equally.
If Meghan and Harry are going to show up at something, it's going to be one of the two of those. My money is on baby to baby. My money is on baby to baby.
Yeah, that's very Meghan, I feel like. I feel like Meghan would love baby to baby.
Well, they've done stuff for baby to baby.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so 100%. Yeah, they'll go to the gala at some point. That's when I'll return to the gala.
And be like, Meghan, remember me?
Meghan, Love Inc. Hey, girl. I've been following you.
Do you need to stay in my house ever?
Honey, my house is so small.
You could offer.
By the way, I just love her.
I love her too. She's very beautiful, and I don't know. I have a lot of sympathy.
I love her mother.
I love her mother. I have a lot of sympathy toward like your relationship with your dad's family being weird, you know.
Okay, that stepsister, bitch, if you're listening, no, you're not. You're no fan of mine. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that wasn't
great. I hate that lady.
But then that being said, and I'm not saying this to be hypercritical or whatever, when the half-sister's niece,
I thought that was so shitty.
I thought that was really shitty when they disinvited her to the wedding because it would like look bad. But in Meghan's defense, I think that at that time she was like, I have to do whatever I'm told by this family, whatever. But I would have liked to have seen her take a little more ownership of being like, it felt like shit. And if I could take it back, I would, you know?
I think she would.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't asked.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Because I do think, and I'm like I was so happy that came around and that
the niece
she's back,
is, like,
in their
life. Yes.
But like, yeah, that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Like, I also have a unique experience, perspective / whatever. Because I have, well, not exactly. Never mind. Totally different.
Totally different? You thought it was the same?
Nothing
but
even. I thought it was like adjacent to like my friend becoming royalty, but it wasn't on. And you know what? That's on me. That's on me. And possibly my own, like.
I thought you were going to be like Mark's office told me I couldn't.
Let me ask you a question. What is like, there needs to be a terminology for like un petit narcissiste. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like going to like make that up. Like, un petit. Like, I'm like, you know, like how un petit mot is like what they call a minor seizure.
Oh, I thought it was an orgasm.
Oh, is it? Wait, un petit mot? Wait, maybe you're right. Maybe it's an orgasm.
But either way, a little death, right?
I love that I thought that it was a seizure.
Well, because you're thinking of like a petit mal seizure. That's like a small seizure in the old-fashioned terms. Yeah.
Right, okay.
I totally know where you were going with that.
Thank you. I appreciate you being able to follow my fucking brain. But because I feel like sometimes I get like narcissist adjacent. And like it's not like I think there are so many of us that are like un petit narcissiste, but like not like a full fucking narcissist. And narcissism is it's such a, listen, trigger warning. No, but it's like such an overused word at this point. Like, oh, my mother is a total narcissist. It's like, your mom's not a narcissist. Your mom has like some narcissistic tendencies and like is just a person that was trying her best. And when
and most people
35, you'll figure that out and like you'll call her and apologize. Okay, Brenda, I know I'm speaking directly to you right now.
Don't get mad.
It's an old Dave Letterman bit.
Yes. You know what was weird about when Dave Letterman, whenever he would like address someone named Brenda or whatever, like he would
Linda.
someone would invariably pack up all their belongings in a car and drive to New York City.
Okay, so Brenda, listen to me.
Don't pack.
I'm not talking to you directly, except your mom's not a narcissist, okay?
Right.
Just like, that's like, just be chill.
Well, like we all have healthy narcissistic tendencies. Like there's a healthy amount of narcissism, I think. And then toxic narcissism is when we're talking about like a Donald Trump where, he's like
a sociopath though.
Yeah.
No?
But well, I mean, yes, probably. But everything about him hinges on his narcissism, like his lying and his anger and his narcissistic injuries when his narcissistic supply is interrupted and, his just everything. It all has to do with his narcissism. But I think, we all are narcissistic sometimes.
Listen.
And like, I think a certain amount of it is healthy. It's like how you have a sense of self, and how you protect yourself. But I agree. There needs to be a term for a little bit narcissist.
Well, let's make it up.
Okay.
En petit narcissist. What are you doing for New Year's? Do you have a plan? Are we talking next week? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I think we're going to take next week off unless...
What? Oh, okay.
I was just going to say, I think I had it in the calendar that we were going to take next week off for the holiday unless like there was some like emergency or like,
It's probable.
Who knows?
I think we should.
Okay.
But
then
also, by the way, I've become a Broadway producer.
You have?
AKA, not really. But so how I'm obsessed with a strange loop. Oh wait, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Never mind.
Okay. All right,
I'm just trying to like help. Michael R. Jackson, who wrote and directed A Strange Loop, like got in touch with me about something, and it's been like the joy of my life that I'm like now texting with him all the time and like helping him like get in touch with these people, whatever. I'm like obsessed with him and I think he's a fucking genius, and like Ain't No Mo on Broadway. That's
people are loving it. Yeah,
I know. And I'm so bummed because I didn't get a chance to go see it before I'm leaving town tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. I haven't packed yet. That's right. Anyway, but like I'm so, because they extended it like 3 days or some shit. But I just feel like, it's a weird time to like make art and stuff.
Yeah.
And people are having like a hard time with money. And so like fundraising for art. So anyway, he reached out to me about something. And anyway, now I'm like in this whole thing and I'm like, am I a Broadway producer? Probably not, but maybe a little bit. Because I also was like, full disclosure, I'm in debt, but I have ideas.
Right. I mean, listen, I do that all the people have approached me about investing because here's the thing. Like if people love to make jokes about this. And if you like look up someone's net worth online, you could look up my net worth and it'll say like a ridiculous amount. It's not true. You guys know that because we talk to you all the time. Like this podcast is my job right now. You know what I mean? Like, so that whatever it says is someone's net worth online is not accurate, but people have contacted me asking me to invest in business ideas or whatever, like athletic teams. And
guys, I've just looked up my net worth and holy shit.
What does it say you're worth?
12 million.
Really?
Ladies, she's got 12 mil in the bank, guys.
Oh my God.
You know what? Private plane on me, Meghan Markle and Harry. Wow.
Wait, let me look at mine.
Wow. I'm so excited about my net worth, guys.
Guess what my net worth is, according to this?
3.
$9 million.
Come on! Fuck out of here. We're so close. You have $9 million?
Well, probably because you've been talking about money problems, so they probably like busted yours down.
They like knocked me down a few pegs. But But like,
I mean, they have like writer producer for me. They know they know that information. But anyway, so this net worth thing is total
literal bullshit.
But you know, people have asked me to invest in things, and while I've never been able to, I would love to be living that life. But while I've never been able to sink money into anything, I have been able to connect people with people that I know that could possibly. So I think that's great. I think that's a good feeling. And like, if I believe in something that someone's doing, you know, then I'm happy to like put them in touch with someone who does like venture capitalism or someone that just like has a shit ton of money and is looking for a place to park it.
I know people like with shit tons of money, and I'm like, that's good for them. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what that is, but I'm trying to like, anyway, I'm steering some things towards my new as yet unmet in real life best friend.
Oh, I love that. I hope something good comes of it.
I know, me too.
He deserves it.
God, you know, he's such a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
So anyway, we were talking about New Year's Eve. I don't have plans for New Year's Eve. I think one of the most viral things that I ever said on social media was that New Year's Eve is the equivalent of not knowing what to do with your arms for me. Like,
it's such bullshit. New Year's Eve is such bullshit, guys.
It's so wild. It was very wild for me because it was my parents eloped on New Year's Eve. So it was their wedding anniversary. So it was always a celebration for the first 10 years of my life when my parents were married. My grandparents would have everyone to their house. It would be my parents' wedding anniversary. We would get bad New England Chinese food, which is where I developed a love and a taste for that very red pork and very
love
specific,
that red pork.
Very
crab
specific,
ragoon,
crab rangoons, pineapple chunks on toothpicks, all of it. So after my parents were divorced, it like New Year's Eve honestly was kind of like a painful time. Like my mom would get very sad every year, and like we just, you know, people didn't have like big celebrations where I grew up, or like, I don't know, in my realm, maybe people did, but so I just never know what to do on New Year's Eve. But I do think sometime between Christmas and New Year's Eve, but not on New Year's Eve, I threw it out there on the Substack that I might do like a little Zoom cocktail hour with friends, listeners of the podcast, if people want to like get on.
I'll do it on fucking New Year's Eve. You know what she's doing?
You don't have plans?
No, bitch. You know what I'm doing New Year's Eve?
What?
I'm going to be in pajamas, probably the ones from QVC. And I'm going to be drinking some canned wine, probably. Although I may open some champagne.
You may open a bottle.
You know, Mark and I have, and we've talked about this, and I told him that I think that the move is that like when we officially divorce, like everything is done and said, and like we sign, which, let's be real, when is that happening?
When is that happening?
That would require us doing any
forward momentum
work.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah.
And it seems like until Cricket is 18, that's going to be a hard thing for us to do. We don't know.
Yeah.
We actually just don't know. We don't know. I don't know. Right. I didn't know a year and a half ago, 2 years. I didn't know 2 years ago. I didn't. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I didn't know anything. I didn't know I'd be sitting here.
What is the rush?
There's no rush. Life is long or too short. Depending. If it's too short, you don't know any different anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's going to be too long, so just enjoy it. That's all I'm saying. Enjoy the ride. Anyway,
when the papers are signed.
We have because we have like a bottle, like a really fancy, like the Grand Dame from, I don't know, fancy champagne, guys. I don't know. Insert fancy champagne that someone gave us, like literally, I think like when we were married or something like that. Like it's like a thing. Like it's like anyway, I thought we should crack it when we get divorced, but maybe we should just open it up on New Year's Eve.
Maybe. Why not? Did I ever tell you about when I got married, first of all,
wait, did you like save your wedding cake for a year?
No, we didn't even have wedding cake. We had cupcakes from Cupcake Cafe in Manhattan.
I know, but I know we know this because everybody's heard this. That sounded so mean.
Rude.
But I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like you have really taken ownership of the cupcake
starting
trend.
the cupcake trend.
Yes. All I mean is that I knew that you were the first people.
We're the first fucking people to have cupcakes.
I get it.
It was born of cheapness, by the way, because we didn't want to pay to
but
get
now
the cake sliced.
Another thing I wanted to say.
What?
Okay. So, and I have to pee too. But listen, I'm on a roll. And I just remembered. Okay. So, guys, I don't want to I can't tell you how. Sometimes I see these comments about Cricket not getting any love on social media, or I don't talk about Cricket a lot, or whatever. And I'm like, go fuck yourselves. Also, that's true. And it's my biggest fear in life. And I'm a second child and I hate it. But the truth is Cricket is 5 years younger than Birdie. And Birdie takes up so much emotional space and is such a person at this point. And Cricket's of the age now, 4th grade, prepubescent, just going into puberty, where she's like, absolutely do not take a picture of me. If you take a picture of me, you are not allowed to post that on social media. You're embarrassing. It's all embarrassing. I don't want to exist right now, because she's almost 10 in 4th grade, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and also, I will say that the second kid just doesn't get as much attention as the first kid. That's just the truth. I'm the second. They don't
ask for as much attention.
But they can't.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
They don't. I am a second child. I am proof of it. It's fine. We've all made peace with it. My family still disagrees about that being true. Yeah. But it's fucking true, as it is with my child. And when she's old enough, a second
child automatically gets 50% of the existing attention that there once was. Yes.
And when she's old enough to actually question it, I will say to her, you're right. I didn't have enough space. In that way, you did get less attention at certain ages than your older sibling, because there just wasn't the space. We already had an older sibling who was demanding and requesting and needing, and we're parents that wanted to show up for, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't gaslight your children into telling them that they're both getting equal attention. This is clearly my own trauma. When the fact is, second children do not get the same attention or whatever. All of this to say, my God, busy. Learn how to tell a fucking story. You have a podcast. I asked Cricket, Cricket's July 2nd is her birthday.
Yeah.
And she's always been a little weird about birthday parties. She doesn't like big parties. Last year was
the same.
Yeah. Last year was so fun because we just took our friends from LA and Birdie and Cricket to Coney Island. And that was Cricket's dream day. And that's also what breaks my heart about her, is that her dream day is riding
her dreams
$5.
Her dreams are small.
Her dreams are smaller, whereas Birdie's so you're going to call the stars of my favorite Netflix show who are in town to do Fallon, and we're going to see them. Right. And I'm mm-hmm,
and you did.
And we do.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, but this is the thing about me as a mom, guys. I will make your dreams come true. You just got to dream however big you want to dream. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, I was talking to Cricket, and she has this amazing group of little girlfriends here in New York. More so, okay. And guys, if you're my friends in LA and you're listening to this, they don't listen to this. But if you are and you think I'm talking about you, I kind of am, but only this. We sort of with Birdie dictated her own friend group. And some of the people I was friends with, obviously Killian's mom, I was that was a planned friendship, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of them were just Birdie dictated that. And I wasn't necessarily really friends with the parents. Like occasionally I was, but not really.
Right.
Cricket happened to be born at a time when a bunch of like good friends of mine or Mark's were having babies as well.
Right.
And so we like curated Cricket's friend group in LA. And it was like all people we loved and loved hanging out with as parents. And I don't know how Cricket felt about the kids truly. You know, we left in second grade, but like the bonds she has with these little girls here that she's in her this friend group with, they're like soulmates, these kids. They're so in love with each other. They all love Cricket so much. So I was like, Cricket, last week, I was like, Cricket, I want to do something nice for you before the holidays. Like, I feel like because she went to a really fun birthday party a couple weeks ago for one of her good buddies.
Yeah.
And like had like the best day of her life. And I was like, I feel like because your birthday is in the like literally on a holiday in the summer,
right?
You don't really get to like see your friends from school for like a party that you're hosting. Would you want to do like a cookie decorating party at our house, like after school on the last day of school before the break? And Cricket's like, it's my dream. It's like my literal fucking dream. She didn't say that, but you know, she was like, it's my dream. But I invited these moms as well because I'm trying to I should cultivate like relationships if they seem, you know, good, like, you know, with a few of these moms. Like there's one mom that I'm pretty good friends with, and then the rest of them I'm like, I've met a couple of them once or twice. Oops,
right.
Sorry. Anyway, I truly have lost the plot, and I don't remember why I was bringing up this entire fucking story, guys. But that's because what?
No, I'm just listening to you.
Fuck.
What happened?
What were we I don't know. It was wonderful. They had the best time. They broke some stuff. They broke my antique chairs.
Okay.
You know, one chair, arm of a chair, and they broke like a fluted thing, like vase thing that Mark has had for 25 years. But other than that, they had the best time.
Oh,
they
good.
Decorated stuff. They were so cute. And I'm going to listen back to this. Maybe not, probably I won't listen at all. But, and then I'll be like, oh, you wanted to say X. Fuck, there was something.
Well, not to bring it back, but I was about to tell a story about my wedding. And then you asked about if we kept our cake. And I said, no cupcakes. And then, I don't know, does that...
No.
Because I was about to say, we were talking about champagne, and I was about to say that for my wedding, Dave Letterman was invited to my wedding. Obviously, he wasn't coming to my wedding, but he sent the champagne for the rehearsal dinner, and he sent very fancy champagne, like a case, 2 cases, I think, of very fancy champagne. And I was so proud to serve it to all of my family that was visiting. And I overheard my aunt telling my uncle that it tasted like dirt. And I wanted to take it away from her.
You should have ripped it out of her fucking hands.
But anyway, did you give the girls champagne?
No, I didn't. Oh, but I did tell Cricket, I was like, okay, I'm going to order pizza for dinner. And Cricket goes, ugh, really? It's so basic. And I was like, Cricket
loves pizza.
No, wait. I go, okay, listen. What would you rather? Because I could like make some pasta. I could make, you know, I could throw in some chicken nugs. Like, what are you into? What's the deal? And then she like pauses for a second and she goes, I mean, it is really the best thing for a group. That's like, yeah, no shit. Yes, kid. That's why I went for it. Anyway, I had a great time with the moms.
I'm glad she had a good cookie party and that you had fun with the moms.
I had so much fun with the moms, and the cookies that they did were disgusting and looked terrible and did not come out as
Can I tell
hoped.
You something? Ashley at her Christmas party last night had a cookie decorating station.
That's what I meant to say!
all of the cookies that the adults made were disgusting.
Okay. What I meant to say was something to this, and I don't exactly remember why, but whatever. Oh, because it was the cheaper option. Okay. So I was like,
yes,
I'm having
cheaper.
this cookie. Listen, I'm having this cookie decorating party for my child. Like, I'm trying to like cultivate community, guys. I'm doing the fucking best I can. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Who has time to make sugar cookies? Sugar cutout cookies take forever. They're a fucking mess. Half the time they don't hold the shape because the butter's too warm or the butter's
break.
They break.
And they're never going to taste good anyway. So it's all like just
So who cares? It's a conduit for frosting and sprinkles. It's a conduit for frosting and sprinkles. So I'm like, you know what? I've done this before when I was in LA. I'm going to buy blank sugar cookies from the local bakery and the kids can just decorate them. Okay. Do you want to know how all of my stories today are about money?
Do you want to know how much those cookies cost?
Do you want to know how much? I didn't buy them. Because I was like, that's fucking insane highway robbery.
Were they like $4 a cookie?
It was $46 for 6.
No.
Yes.
What?
I'm telling you, it was highway robbery. And I was like, okay, this literally costs 0.03 per cook. You know what I mean?
But also, and like you have to count the labor of what the person's doing. But they weren't decorated.
No, they were undecorated. I'm saying materials alone were 0.03%. Okay. Let's say it took you an hour of your time, which it didn't. I know it doesn't, because especially if it's like you're a professional and you're like doing it all this, you're just batching it. I mean, come on. What are we at? We're at $1 a cookie? Maybe. I'm gonna say you're $1 a cookie. You mark it up. The most you can charge me is $2 a cookie. That's the most.
I would have been not surprised if they went up to $4 a cookie, but that still would only have you at, how many cookies did you get? 6?
No, I didn't get any of this. Are you
No, but
kidding?
I mean, how many were you trying to get?
This is exactly. This is the package store all over again. I didn't pay $2,500 to ship my shit across the country. I figured something else out.
Did you wanted 6 cookies?
Yes. No, I wanted a bunch more, but it was $45 for 6 cookies at this bakery.
I mean, yeah, because at $4 a cookie, that still would have been about half of what they were. And I would have said that 4 was the tippy top of what I was expecting in New York City for $2. A blank cookie.
$2.
That's insane.
Highway robbery.
That's a highway robbery.
Instead, I went to a Target and I found these like gingerbread brownstone fronts. And and they just decorated that, and it was fine.
Great, perfect. I was going to say, you could get like whole gingerbread house kits for less.
For that? Yeah, for sure. But I wasn't paying that at all.
Yeah.
And the gingerbread kit, the brownstone gingerbread kit at Target came with 3 houses. So it was perfect. Anyway, I have to pee.
Yes.
When I come back, I had something. Now it's gone. Jesus Christ, Caissie.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, go pee. Maybe you'll think of it.
I probably won't, but I will. You know what I really, really don't look forward to traveling over the holidays?
You're going to be away from your beloved mattress.
My poor mattress is going to miss me. But more importantly, I'm going to miss my poor mattress because I have gotten so used to my Helix mattress that was perfectly matched for me.
Yeah.
That now when I go and sleep on other mattresses, I'm like,
Well, it's a really good time for people that have been thinking about getting a new mattress, because you do have to replace your mattress every so often. And a lot of us forget about that. Like, we just buy a mattress at the beginning of our adult life. and never replace it.
Totally, because you like forget that it's a thing that needs to be replaced. It's just there, and you're like, it doesn't dawn on you. It doesn't start to like, smell bad or something.
It's like until you're like, why am I crackling like Rice Krispie treats every morning?
When I get out of bed in the morning, why do I feel like my back has been like cut in half and then put back together and I like can't stand up straight? Anyway,
not great.
It's not great, guys. I just have to truly recommend that if you've like also just been like, I don't sleep well, I never sleep through the night, maybe it might be your mattress. And if you go to helixsleep.com, they have a little quiz. And I love a quiz, but they match you with the right mattress for you. And you order that mattress that you're matched to. The mattress shows up right to your door, shipped for free. You don't ever have to go to a mattress store again. They're awesome mattresses. People love them. You don't have to take our word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ and Wired magazine. Just go to helixsleep.com/best, take the 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that's going to give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty too, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free, and they're even going to pick it up if you don't love it, but trust me, you will. They're not coming back for that mattress. I promise. Right now, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/best. Athletic Greens. You know what I'm going to be doing while I'm traveling?
Are you taking some athletic greens with you?
I'm taking some athletic greens with me because AG1 has been in my life now for a couple years.
Yeah.
And I do find a big diff when I'm doing the athletic greens daily. And I just feel like it is a thing that sometimes you just don't have time.
Yeah. You just don't have time. It's the holidays. I'm on like a steady diet of cookies right now.
I've eaten so many cookies. And I didn't even get to go to your cookie party. And
I know.
I need to balance it. Yeah. With 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. And honestly, it does make a difference. It feels different. It really does.
Yeah. And I just like how instead of opening a gazillion bottles like I used to, it's just 1 scoop in a glass of water or a smoothie. Couldn't be simpler.
No, and you can have it any time of the day.
Right.
Like whenever you remember. It's like keto, paleo, gluten-free, vegan, dairy-free, less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no bad chemicals or artificial anything. And it tastes really good, you guys. They've done some sort of like magic trick.
Yeah, that's the best news.
But it's also like because the Athletic Greens founder had a lot of gut health issues and was on this very complicated supplement routine and was like, there has to be a better way that's not going to cost me $100 a day. And so he created Athletic Greens after just like his own experience, which is always, when you used to watch Oprah and they would have the people that like came up with the great products, that's always what it is. Yeah. It's always like a personal experience. It's not someone sitting there thinking of like, oh, this has to exist. It's like somebody who had an issue and solved it. So anyway, thank you, founder of Athletic Greens. And it's got over 7,000 5-star reviews. Guys, we love it. And right now, it's time for you to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially because there's so much stuff floating around out there.
Yeah.
1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. That's what I love. I love the travel packs. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/busy. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/busy to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Thank you, AG1.
Did you remember what you wanted to talk about?
No. But P22 passed away.
I'm really sad about that. The saddest person in my family is my son Eli, who said that, obviously like our P22 is a mountain lion that has been roaming the streets of Hollywood for years.
I mean, you guys, this is like, as a person, I felt a unique sadness as a person no longer in Hollywood and Los Angeles, but like he you guys, like, I feel like I fucking know the mountain lion. Like, he had been such a huge part of my life for so long, like P22 sightings and like neighbors and people. I mean, this mountain lion, when you live in Los Angeles, I'm gonna say your interaction with wildlife is bonkers.
Yeah,
especially if you live like in literally wild Hollywood Hills. Like, from the raccoons fucking on my balcony to like possums giving birth
everywhere,
to coyotes chasing Mark when he was in his running phase, his barefoot running phase, his ill-advised barefoot running phase.
Hawks abound.
Hawks
always
taking chihuahuas
steal
away.
Our little chihuahuas.
You guys, you have no fucking idea. It is when we say it's the wild, wild west, it is the wild, wild west. And there was a mountain lion, P22, that was the kid's name. That was the name of the mountain lion because he was like being tracked, right?
Yeah.
By like the Forest and Game Services or whatever.
He was like a celebrity.
He was hot, first of all.
He was
Let's just say it.
Very handsome.
He was sexy. He was
mountain
a
lion.
Sexy mountain
Good-looking
lion.
guy. Good-looking
Everybody
guy.
loved him.
Yeah.
He was the... So I saw today, someone described him as the Brad Pitt of mountain lion.
I was
Which is like fucking hilarious.
He's the cartoon Robin Hood Fox of real life.
100%. 100%. When I tell you, I saw Mark yesterday and at the kid's house, and he was like, oh my God, P22 died. And I was like, oh, because I was like doing all this other stuff. I have all this stuff happening. I'm trying to do all this, $2,500 to ship fucking boxes to my parents, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like dealing with all this stuff. It wasn't until this morning when I woke up and I was like, just had my own time, like by myself. And I was looking online and I was like, wait, did Mark say that P22 died? What?
Yeah.
What happened? And then I like started reading and then I read the article. And when I tell you I was fucking sobbing about, but also like weirdly, what was making me cry the hardest was the compassion with which the like Forest and Game and like preservationists were discussing him because they had so much, like there was so much reverence for the animal and like for his experience on this earth.
Right.
And I was just like, it was so much dignity. So there was so much dignity.
This is like a mountain lion that like a friend of mine, Brendan Smith, is like a P22 expert. And he had been, I think, trying to work on a documentary. And it used to be so rare that you would see him. At one time, I connected him with the parents of a friend of mine because he had walked across their porch and they had like Ring doorbell footage of him. And
Emily saw P22 once.
Well, that's what I was going to say is that like that it used to be so rare. So you knew to like go to this guy if you ever saw someone saying, hey, I got footage of this mountain lion. But increasingly, he's been coming out and living like in the neighborhoods more and more for whatever reason, because he's older and he, people were speculating like he couldn't take down a deer anymore to feed himself because,
he was sick. He had some issues.
Yeah. And so just recently he was in Emily's backyard.
Wait, I didn't know he was in Emily's backyard recently.
Yeah, he was like there. It was like a big.
She had spotted him a couple years ago when she lived in a different neighborhood.
Right.
Oh
well, okay.
God.
So recently he had, and the reason why my son Eli was so excited is because he house sits for Emily sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
and
that's a whole other story. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so he loves big cats. Like he always has. I know. I'm like, this is my son's Smurf.
No.
Listen,
I was saying, but what I just wrote in my, it wasn't even like I wasn't saying anything, but like what I tried to put in my like Instagram stories today when I was talking about it. It was like P22 was like the entire city's neighborhood feral cat that you all were like, you think it's your own cat?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like belongs to everyone.
Right.
And like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like you have feral cats where you are.
Yeah.
Like, and when there's like a neighborhood feral cat and you're like, oh, Broken Paw loves us. Like, or whatever you name the fucking weird feral cat that comes through your neighborhood. Yeah. And then years later, you like find out at a mixer that like every single one of your neighbors had a different name for the feral cat. And like you all knew the cat and the cat knew you. And that's what P22 felt like, except for like literally 1.5 million people.
Right. Somebody
because like just like all of the like Hollywood Hills and like Los Feliz, Silver Lake, Griffith Park adjacent, Burbank.
Like he was just roaming everywhere.
He was just
somebody
like all
said,
about it.
And I think it was such an astute observation. Somebody said, this is how much LA loved P22, a town that loves their dogs above all else. This mountain was coming out and killing people's dogs, and people were like, I'm sad, but I get it. I get that he ate my dog.
Like, truly.
I'm cool
people
with
like
it.
Were like team P22 when like a Chihuahua would go.
Yeah, and just be like, I understand. He had to eat my dog.
I told you about when Mark was chased by the coyote, right? When he was barefoot running.
No.
That's the fucking stupidest story. So dumb. I had like a coyote stare down once. It's just crazy.
Yeah, Matt has had a number of coyote stare downs, but it wasn't the most scared I'd ever seen him. When we lived in Connecticut, coyotes would like come up and the dogs would like flatten to the ground. But I guess he always felt confident that the coyote wasn't like, aggressive enough to do anything. But one time he was walking our old dog, Frito Pie, R.I.P. Frito Pie, I miss you. He was walking him down our little cul-de-sac in Connecticut, and he came in and he was literally like heaving, like his bosom was heaving. He was breathing so hard. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? And he was like, I was just right outside the house, and our neighbor had like a 6-foot tall stockade fence, and I guess just like a deer like leaped over the fence and landed right in front of them at that very moment.
Oh my God.
Like, and gave him a fucking heart attack. He was like, have you ever heard the sound of a deer landing on a street? Like,
yes,
after
listen, ready?
I guess it's really noisy, the hooves.
No, I think it's like this.
I don't know, but Matt was having a fucking heart attack because all of a sudden he was like face to face with a deer that had just vertically leapt 6 feet in the air. But anyway, P22, super beloved in LA. Eli was hoping to meet him, which I worry about that kid sometimes because he wants to meet a cat that could eat him more than you probably should. But when the family was texting about that P22 had been captured and then they were going to euthanize him because he had been hit by a car or whatever, Eli, I think without a hint of irony, texted the family group chat, I think that he should lie in state like the queen. So that we can visit him and pay our respects.
I'm so sorry. But by the way, I would fucking show up. Like, I would show up. I would do it. Of course. Like, they have to direct our public mourning somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, where are we leaving flowers? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing for P22? Yeah. We do have collective mourning.
Busy. Last night at the party, Eli, I'm sorry to be putting your business on blast, but this really did like melt my heart and make me laugh so hard. Last night at the party, he said, one of my regrets is that like the lady that it was her house where he was like captured and they tranquilized him. He was like, I just really hope that she like petted his head when they were bringing him by. And he's like, cause that's what I would have petted his head like while he was knocked out. And I'm just like, how much have you been thinking about? I mean, I get it. He's thinking a lot about it. And he's like, if that had been me in that situation, like I wouldn't have been allowed to, but I just know that somehow I would have been there and I would have.
This is going to be the darkest turn of all time. I don't know if we should do it. I don't know if I should do it.
What?
But it literally just came up in, oh my God, you guys, I don't know. Maybe I'm too stoned.
What?
I did get stoned. Well, it just, oh God. Well, it just reminded me, and Birdie and I literally just had this conversation. We saw a pedestrian be hit.
Oh no.
In New York. Yeah. And it was, an ambulance, it's a whole, it was a lot.
Serious. Yeah.
It was serious. But when our car got there was like literally at the moment the ambulance sort of like pulled in front. So we didn't really, thank God, see anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so Birdie has a tendency sometimes to be a child because they are.
Yeah.
An actual child. Like we forget this, but they are. And so Birdie was like, I think the person was fine. Like whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I think we don't know.
We don't know.
And we don't know what's happening. And like, it's really scary, when pedestrians get hit and blah, 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 blah. And then I don't know. I remembered that when Birdie was like really little in preschool, like I would drop her off at preschool. I was like going back to the east side from the west side of LA and I saw a pedestrian. Like I was so crazy. Anyway, I know this is like so fucking wild and this is why it's so dark. Caissie, your face right now. Because what happened was I was waiting to turn onto the 405, like turn left onto the 405. The off ramp of the 405 goes straight through. And then it's like on either side, 3 lanes of traffic, right? Just the street. And it was a crosswalk. It's like sort of like Westwood. It's very busy. Anyway, this car comes off of the freeway and like didn't brake. So I'm the first car waiting to turn left. So it blows through the red light, like past me, right?
Yeah.
And then something happened. Like there was a crosswalk and it jumped and whatever. And then that's the barricades and it's the freeway.
Yeah.
But something happened. And I was like, oh, fuck me. Was there a man? Did that man get hit? What the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And I rolled down my window and I started screaming. The truck like ran into like these barricades and was like done.
Yeah.
Like, stopped.
Yeah.
And this guy got out of the car and then like all of these other, not that many, 2 other people like ran over and were like holding the driver like steady, like looking at him or whatever. And I'm supposed to turn left and then like ultimately get on the freeway, right? But I was just like, but I just witnessed this thing and I had already started calling 911. And so my arrow goes green. This is all like in a split second.
Yeah.
And I turn and I just like instinctually just pull. I don't go onto the freeway. I just like pull over. And I had been dialing 911 and I was like, I think I just saw a man get hit, but I'm not sure. And the woman's like, where are you? And I explained and I was like, this car. But there's definitely, you have to send someone immediately. There's obviously an emergency. And so this woman shows up next to me and she's like, come with me. Are you on with 911? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, good. Come with me. And grabs my hand and like pulls me across to the other side. And like behind the barricade is this man who's been hit like by the car. And because I was on the phone with the paramedics, they were like, we need you to assess the situation. Yeah. And I was like, as soon as I got very close, I was like, oh no. And I handed the phone to the woman. And so then I just sort of stood there because this man was like dying. Yeah. And she was talking to them. And then those guys ran up and started screaming, like, stay with us, stay with us. And I was like, shh, you have to stop. He just needs it to be quiet. We can just be quiet, okay? And anyway, I told you it's a weird story.
That's a moment, you know? Did you just remember that happened? You didn't?
I mean, no, with Birdie, when I was with
Right. But you hadn't thought about it in a while, probably.
Well, no, because I was going to preschool to pick up my kid, you know?
Yeah.
But it was super intense because I just knew in that moment, like, we don't need to, like, he doesn't want us to scream, you know?
Right.
Like, just please stop screaming.
Right.
But it wasn't like you know what I mean? It was just, it's a P22 wanted his little head to be pet.
Yeah.
I think sometimes maybe that's the thing, right? Like, if you're a person who's kind of like.
Yeah. I mean, I have spent a lot of my life compared to other people with people in the last moments of their lives. And it's a really interesting and like kind of sacred, but also really just human and plain place, you know?
It's like birth.
Yeah. I don't know. People exit the earth all the time alone, you know? Mm-hmm. And so to not be alone is a luxury. And so I think it goes back to what you were talking about like the compassion and reverence that people had for this animal, and to be able to give anyone compassion in this really poignant, like, well, one of the biggest moments of your life, you know, when you think about it.
Honestly, it would make top 2.
Truly. You know, one of the biggest moments of your life, to be able to like give you company and comfort is, you know, it's a really big deal and a really a lucky thing to not be there alone. I think we think of it so negatively, but like, here's the thing, like, if someone is leaving, they're leaving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, regardless of our negative feelings about it and our fear surrounding it, if someone is leaving this earth, they're leaving. And so what are you going to give them in that moment? You know, what are you able to give them if you're there, if you happen to be there by chance?
I think I don't want people to scream at me.
Yeah.
Is what I realized.
I think like it's kind of wild, like what you were saying, like, I mean, you weren't making this point, but that people did this for this animal and were so compassionate to this animal. And like, you know, sometimes people don't get that, you know, like people don't.
Like maybe most times.
Right. And that it's rough and can be like a violent and scary thing. And it's a lot, but that's really interesting that brought that back for you. I'm sorry that you saw an accident.
I mean, no, I know, and I think about. Well, yeah. I sort of didn't witness. I mean, I saw the man.
Yeah.
After, but like, interestingly, like, almost like with giving birth, like I don't really remember like what he looked like. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I can't really pull any of that out. Like it just.
Because that's what your mind does to like protect
you. I know.
Yeah. It's interesting. I feel like this is one area where I feel like I have a little bit of like, well, you know, you might not know this. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but my dad for a long time was an ambulance driver. And
well, I knew that because my aunt was.
Yeah. And so like from the first, like I remember, I was just talking to the kids about this. I remember his first day. I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, his first day doing it. And he was so proud, like going to work in his uniform. And when he came home, his uniform had blood on it. And he like, for better or for worse, told me like exactly how his day had been and like what had transpired. And I think that was like one of the first times that I really like
bold choice for an 8-year-old.
A bold choice, but he was being honest and, you know, and described to me like, well, that someone had been born and someone had died, and the birth had been super joyous and he got to be there and see that, which is so cool. But that the person who had died was really young and it was is really unexpected and sad and rough to live through. So that is something that like always, you know, whenever I'm in like a traffic jam, like I always have like a lobe of my brain is thinking like, you know, somebody could be like hurt, you know, like that, like me being impatient and inconvenienced in this moment is nothing. Like somebody could need help. That's what, you know, so like I always, when we pass by like ambulances or whatever accidents when the kids were little, I would always say like, let's just take a minute to like hope that everybody's okay. And you know, not that I'm like a super big praying person, but you know, I would just.
Oh, I do it, by the way. I am.
Yeah, you know, but I just, if it was me or someone that I loved, that's what I would want everybody driving by saying a prayer for me or somebody that I loved. And then also like weirdly, the Metro North train, like, you know, not weirdly, anyone who takes Metro North every day for a number of years, there's a really good chance they've been on a train that someone got hit by, whether intentionally or not.
Oh my God.
And then the train just stops and sits while they investigate the accident and you can't get off. There's nothing you can do. I've sat on a Metro North train for like 3 to 4 hours while, you know, and when you know what it is, like all of a sudden you're like, you were hoping to get home for dinner or whatever. And then you like are hit with the reality of the situation. And, you know, I just hope that everyone has like a little grace to offer, whether it's a big beloved cat that everybody loves in the neighborhood or someone that, you know, is just in need of like a little prayer, you know, maybe, I don't know.
I think it's nice to like you can do whatever it is. If you're like, pray, like vibes, you know? I used to just say vibes. I have to be honest. I went through my period of time where I would only say vibes. But then I'm like, what am I talking about? It's a prayer. It's like deeper than even vibes, guys. It's deeper than vibes.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter what you call it. It's the same. It's like when they called that Shrek special Shrek Happens. And I was like, no matter what you're trying to say, it is a pun on shit happens.
Oh my God.
You just have to admit it, that it's a prayer, basically. And no matter what you're calling it.
Right. But I do love praying for people. I'm like Moot in that way. Light team number 1, Moot.
Yeah.
Left me a penny today. I needed it.
I love
just
that.
now at the building of Casa Kismet. Oh my God. Because, now I'm not going to remember his name. Zach Levi. Guys, my friend of 20 years, whose name I couldn't remember just now because that's where we're at. It's time to take a week off and go sit in the fucking sun somewhere, wherever you can fucking get sun, and bake your little brains out and then come back and you'll be like, oh yeah, so I ran into Zach Levi and this show will be exactly 2 hours.
Okay.
Anyway, so I ran into Zach Levi on the street just recently. And 2-3 hours ago, right when I was coming to the building. And it was very exciting. And I hadn't seen him in so long.
And you had a little penny there.
And then there was a penny. Yes.
Oh,
so Moot.
I love that. Well, I think that's great. Moot's leaving you messages. It's like, well, I talked about how It's a Wonderful Life is like a family favorite. One of my favorite scenes is when it's not even like a scene. Well, it's not even really like a scene. It's just where you can hear the voiceover of everyone's prayers for George Bailey. Because
there are a couple songs in recent years that are like that. No, I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.
But weirdly, one of them came on today, which is why it's so weird that you're bringing this up. But, oh my God, wait, hold on. I can get it. Okay, keep talking.
But imagine if you could like hear people's prayers for you. It'd kind of be weird because it'd be like spying on them. But like maybe all of us should assume that someone is.
I wish I could tell my teenage
I wish
self
I wish I could tell my teenage self.
My teenage self.
But you know what I mean? It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, is that what you mean? It's like the prayer,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
you're like, whatever. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah. It's a nice thing to think about that, like, everybody at some point, someone was rooting for you or pulling for you. And, like, even if you're listening to this and you think that nobody's rooting for you or pulling for you, we are.
We are.
And
I am. I swear to God, I send so many good vibes all the time. Prayers.
Yeah.
Guys, they're prayers. I'm Moot's granddaughter. They're prayers.
Admit it.
Guys,
and all
Moot
of you
are.
are.
I'm like on the Tucker side. My mom finally was like, Busy, you're full Tucker. I was like, I know. Obviously. Erwin St. John. He's here.
Yeah. So we're sending you love and our version of prayers. And I know that you guys are all like rooting for each other too, that's just my dream. Like if I have accomplished anything in life, to gather a group of people together that are rooting for each other and kind and welcoming to each other, then like that's better than anything I've ever done.
I mean, I want to topple the patriarchy, but also yes.
Well, those things are not mutually exclusive, you know?
They're really
they can
not.
be one and the same. When I say I'm rooting for you to topple the patriarchy.
That's right. Wait, by the way, can we just discuss for 2 seconds before we say goodbye to our beloveds?
Yes.
My fucking mushroom menorah, come on.
It was so good.
Can I get my flowers, please?
I put it on the Substack.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was so good. You've gone to not even reading the Substack now. You're not even.
Because it's making me feel guilty. It's one more thing I'm not doing. Oh my God. The number one thing that I was supposed to talk about on this podcast in hour 2 with 47 minutes. Holy shit. I can't believe it. We have got to talk about the Adderall Vyvanse shortage in quotation marks in the country. God damn it.
Also, a lot of medications, there's a shortage, but that one in particular is affecting my household.
Okay. Guys, I need you to strap in for hours 3 through 7. Because this is your TED Talk about how the government is trying to, oh my God, I have turned into like Joe Rogan, but the fucking wild liberal fucking entitled white girl instead.
A liberal conspiracy theorist.
I'm a liberal conspiracy theorist, fucking entitled white. Ugh. I'm the yeah. That's
well, tell me what your conspiracy theory is.
It's not it's it is fact. I'm just going to tell you it's fact. All right, guys. In case you don't know, I have ADD. Okay. What a fucking shock. Okay. In case you also didn't know, more women by a vast majority than men have been diagnosed in the last 5 to 10 years with ADD or ADHD, mostly because of the fact that, you know, we know that women are discriminated against from especially the time when they're little girls. And so because symptomatically it didn't present as the same thing as the way that boys do, because there are all kinds of things that are different. Girls weren't getting diagnosed with ADD. They were getting misdiagnosed with things like low-grade depression, general anxiety, low-grade depression and general anxiety, panic attacks, like blah, 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 blah. When the fact is that there's like a thing in a lot of women's brains that control the executive functioning that just don't operate quite like that, cause all of these other things, because it's not like firing on all cylinders, which is what I had. And I had been misdiagnosed with like depression, anxiety and depression, and I had been given like a host of lots of drugs since I was like, I don't know, 17. Yeah. And none of them ever really seemed to like fucking fix the thing. And then 3 years ago, a doctor was like diagnosing Birdie with ADD And everything that he was asking Birdie, I was like, but that's me. But that's me.
Yeah.
But that's me. But that's me. And
that's how Matt got diagnosed as well.
Right.
Through
And
Eli's
by the way, I actually think this is becoming more common, like with women, with moms.
Yeah.
Bless Matt, because, you know, he's always taking one for the team, I have to say. He's always like, but I also have that. But anyway, so I got on ADD medicine, and I take a version of Adderall called Vyvanse.
Yeah.
And it changed my fucking life. You were there. You've seen me before and after.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Well, that sounds disingenuous.
No, I mean, it's a really big deal. I'm thinking of all the times when you couldn't remember if you took your pill or not. That's what.
That was because that was early days.
Early days. And so I felt like I was coming to you with a little experience, being like, you have to keep some pills on you in case you forgot. You have to keep it in a label.
More than me.
Yeah. You have to keep it labeled by day so that you know if it's Wednesday and the Wednesday hole is empty, you took it.
Valuable insight. And honestly, I took the notes. But that being said, I think regardless of what my output has been since I've been medicated for ADD, because I actually can't speak to that specifically.
Yeah.
The input, the thing that it fixes in my brain is a feeling of worthlessness that's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
A feeling of sort of deep sadness that I'll never get it.
Yeah.
And these anxiety and a kind of constant panic that I'm missing something or not doing something I'm supposed to be doing. So that's what medication does for me.
Yeah.
For ADD. It at its base, it eliminates that feeling for me on a daily basis.
Right.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. It's a huge deal.
And I think it's been a huge deal for a lot of women that have been diagnosed with ADHD. Yeah. But did you know that the government controls how much ADHD medicine can be produced in a certain period of time? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what I found out through my own psychiatrist? That the government, there's no fucking magical shortage of a key ingredient to make ADHD medication. The government and pharmaceutical companies work together and they determine caps for how much pharmaceutical medication can be made of a certain kind. And because it's of this class, because it's a stimulant,
right,
they're able to control how much of it has made, is made per quarter. There's no shortage. The shortage is induced by the government. Why would the government not raise the caps, given the statistics that we know are true, that more women in the last decade, and specifically, honestly, 5 years, more women in the last 5, maybe 2 years have been diagnosed with ADHD. And we've seen a spike in this medication being prescribed of the Adderall family for women.
Right.
So why is the government not raising the caps when the data is there that more people are being diagnosed successfully and being given this prescription? So we need to raise the minimum. But why would the government not do that?
Well, it's a good question. Our government is notoriously bad with data, and you know that data is endlessly manipulated. What's the word for that? It's endlessly able to be manipulated.
Correct.
And so people always have data to support their argument.
I don't think people always have data to support their arguments. I think people make shit up a lot.
I think they do, but people, it's really easy to manipulate data. And so what I'm saying is that I think it's probably one of those things that people probably agreed to. It sounds like with the best of intentions, this is a drug that could potentially be abused. Let's make sure that we're only putting so much out there so that then it will be prescribed more judiciously and people won't write prescriptions for people who don't need it, but then not updating your thought on that when it turns out that a lot more people need it than you originally once thought, then that's where that's like a downfall, like it doesn't.
And then again, I guess I would just say like, but what if it were all men?
I mean, listen, are there limits on Viagra? I mean, not that I know of. I've never heard that. Are there limits on oxycodone? I've never heard that. I don't know. So I don't know. I'd have to do a deep dive into.
Well, I'm not an expert in pharmacology or the government, but I am, turns out, an expert in misogyny. And what I'm going to tell you right now is that I actually think that this is like another just fucking way that these motherfuckers are controlling our bodies. Because, oh my God, what if women didn't feel like shit in their brains?
Right.
What if they actually felt like they weren't low-grade pieces of fucking... What if they realized that they could think for themselves?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think would happen? I'm sorry. I know. Whatever. This is a fucking problem. I had to call, and I didn't personally, but I did ask the babysitter too. Okay? And by the way, I called 3 myself. She called 27 pharmacies.
Wow, and not
in New
able
York.
to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going without it right now?
No, I'm like a squirrel. No, I fucking did. I found a pharmacy.
Oh, you found some? Okay,
I'm
good.
sorry. Have we met?
I don't know.
So
I
weird.
mean, I know that there's tons of medications right now where people are just going without it, and it fucking sucks. Like I know that. I know Ozempic, the diabetes drug that people are using for weight loss, which I will say I think is valid in like if you whatever. But I know that people that are really depending on it right now are going without it because it's just not possible to get it. And that fucking sucks too. But I don't know what the reason is why there's a shortage.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other question.
I question why it's a drug in the first place because it's like a peptide that you can order from a laboratory to do like scientific experiments with if you're like a high school teacher. So
hey guys, but also don't do that.
Don't do that.
So
but I'm just saying like
we don't know anything about that or the chemical
I don't know
makeup.
anything about that.
Listen,
but
Walter
I'm just
White,
saying like
shut the fuck up. I'm so the Jesse Pinkman and you are Walter White. And by the way, we don't have the insurance for this, Caissie.
I don't get why it's like a very expensive drug in the first place. And I don't get I'm not clear why there's a shortage. It seems wild to me when people need it to live.
Well, or
to fit into a dress for an award show. I guess. I don't know. That's what I hear.
Do you think that it's shitty if celebrities don't talk about how they get the impossibly thin bodies that they get?
I mean, I think it's private and it's your body and you don't owe anyone an explanation. I think it's shitty when celebrities talk about it and they lie about it. And they're like, oh, I just did it by like drinking,
celery juice
or whatever the fuck.
I did love celery juice. I never said that. But like I did love it in LA.
Yes.
But you can't get it in New York. You know why?
You can't get a good
terrible.
Celery. Yeah.
It tastes like dirt here. Dirt.
The vegetables are,
you know what it tastes like in LA?
The,
you know what it tastes like in LA? Pure sunshine.
Sunshine and
fucking green sunshine. You know what it tastes like here? Shit. It tastes like dog shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So stupid.
Celery is very beautiful in Los Angeles.
I'm just saying, guys. No, I agree. I think a little bit, but like, do you feel like everyone's disingenuous about like their appearance always. There's always a level of being very disingenuous when you're talking about like anything like appearance based, like anything.
Yeah. Some people are really open about it, which is interesting to me. And then some people just can't bring themselves to be open about it. And I think either option is fine. The only thing that I hate is when people decide that they're going to say something, but what they're saying is clearly not true. It's not feasible. It's not physically possible that like your nose could be different because of like a cleanse that you did or whatever. Like, it's just like, I think that
Sweet
is
potatoes.
weird. Yeah. Sweet potatoes. I think that's kind of weird, but also like, I don't know. I've never been asked like I've never been in a situation where like maybe someone's pressing me for information that I didn't want to give and put in a position to feel like I had to answer it.
And sometimes like if you are put in a position where you feel like you have to answer something, a half truth feels almost like a palatable thing to do.
Yeah. And so like, I feel like now if I ever was like suddenly in that position where somebody was saying like, oh, you look so different. You look like you've lost a few pounds, whatever. Like now would definitely say, oh, I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm here to talk about. So let's just like next question. But like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, would I have said that? No, I probably would have said like, I probably would have thanked the person for noticing when it's like none of their fucking business really. And also I probably would have said some bullshit about some healthy eating program that I was doing when in truth, I probably only would have been able to like achieve that with some type of
intervention
and and starving,
Yeah.
So, which I also like, I know, trigger warning for anyone that has like an eating disorder or whatever. I also respect when people are honest about like, oh, I just don't like eat a lot. Like I can't.
Oh, like when that one model was like 24 hours before the Victoria's Secret runway show, I stopped drinking water.
Right. Which is like
wait. And everyone was like up at arms, and I was like, yes, she fucking told us what she does.
Right.
To look like that.
I think like, yes, that's it. And I'm not saying that I respect that practice. I'm saying that I think if people are asking and you're not being honest about what you're doing, it like builds unrealistic expectations for people. Right. And so I think like when somebody's honest about like, this is what I have to do, when some model was like, oh, I soak cotton balls in lemon juice and swallow those so that like my stomach feels full. Like I remember models saying that like in the 90s or whatever. I'm like, this at least sheds some light on how fucking sick and twisted it is. Like, and so like the fact that everybody's obsessed with this story, like how wild it is and how nuts it sounds, I at least respect that you told the truth about like what's going on here and not being like, oh, I eat whatever I want and like, do a kickboxing class once a week and this is how I look. Like for some people that might not be true, but I'm always respect when people admit that that's not true for them, even when it's like, even when they're sharing, like, the way that I got here is pretty fucked up, actually.
I'm with you. I feel the same way.
Do you feel like if someone asked you about, would you share the truth or would you just be like, none of your business? Or like if you ever... Yeah, I mean...
I don't think anyone would.
You don't think anyone would dare ask you?
I don't think so. I think I'm like too scary to people now. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because I think I get real bitchy in those moments.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, maybe the question to you, Caroline, is to ask a better question. Because you're a woman, right? As a woman, I feel like we've been asked really fucking terrible questions. And I know that you're just doing your job, but maybe you can say to your boss, we need to do our jobs better.
Right. Yeah. It's
like
a rough
one. Like that.
Yeah.
Well, but back in the day, I'd be like, honey, it's just fish and vegetables. I don't know. I would like fully fucking lie. I'd be like, I'm taking so many diet pills. I can't even see straight. But like, publicly, I'd be like, I don't know. I like love fish and vegetables. Orange Ruffy, some steamed broccoli.
It's my fave.
It's just the best.
I can't get enough. 3 times a day.
I mean, I don't know. There's like the whole Ozempic thing is like super interesting to me, like the conversation and like who's on it and if you should own it or whatever.
Right.
Like the first time I heard about Ozempic was honestly from a friend who's not famous at all.
Yeah.
But who literally was like, oh my God, I've just lost all this weight and da-da-da-da-da, and you have to get this thing, and it's the best ever. My doctor gave it to me, and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And like every time I saw him, he was like, I just keep thinking of that Stephen King thing, like Thinner.
Yes.
Do you remember Thinner?
Yes, I do remember Thinner.
But anyway, and then all of a sudden that was like coinciding with like the Kardashians at the Met Gala or whatever.
Right.
And then I was just like seeing all these people, and a friend of mine turned it into a game. And this is like our own group chat that we're just like, Ozemps ? Mark.
Yeah.
And then the response is either like 100% or I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I have a group chat that same thing. Ozempic is like a big topic. And you know that I always follow, like I was saying to my friends today, I follow I love Reddit is such a weird place, but I do love.
I don't understand it. Where is it? What is it? How does it exist?
I couldn't even begin to explain it to you. All I can say is that you know that I follow all the plastic surgery, like Real Self. I'm obsessed with that website. I follow Reddit, like skincare addiction.
No, but I
forum.
Recently have become obsessed with this like New York plastic surgeon lady who does like facelifts. And I
God.
love her facelift.
I love it. And so like Ozempic was just like a natural thing to add on to there, the Ozempic Reddit. So that's how I know about that. It's like a peptide. That's how I know about that. People were like celebrities were taking it for weight loss. But that is also how I know the real human side of this, which is that people that actually fucking need it to live can't get it because it's just out of stock everywhere. So like it went from being like a thing that I subscribed to see like the fun, you know, to see the fun stories about whatever, like speculating, you know, idle gossip about whether people were using Ozempic. And then now every notification I get from that board is about people not being able to get it for their real health, which is a bummer.
It's fucking stupid that we can't get medication that we need, no matter why you need it. It's like
insane. Well,
you're like, no matter who needs Ozempic, let's make sure there's no fucking magical little piece of like, you know, something that like Zelda or like Link has to like get in Nintendo in order to provide all of the Ozempic for the need. You know what I mean?
I don't.
There's no special like Adderall kernel that they have to like
Adderall molecule that's mined.
It's just being controlled by the government.
And I mean, if we didn't have such a weird monopoly on who could make drugs and who could. This is where I want to shout out to Mark Cuban. He's trying to like make drugs affordable and available to people that need them. And I have never used his drug program, but I think that's really cool. And I think that's a really cool use of a billionaire's time and attention. But if anyone has used Cost Plus Drug Pharmacy, right?
Oh, Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Pharmacy.
Because everything's a fucking scam. So I'm always happy when someone's like trying to de-scamify, you know, life for people, you know? But yeah, Mark Cuban's Cost Plus Drug Company. I'm curious if any of you have used it and have you had success? I know they're trying to like make it easy and affordable for people. I don't know that that's the issue with the shortage of drugs. I don't know that Cost Plus would be able to, but I'm just saying like, if we didn't have such weird like monopolies of who could make drugs and how much they have to cost, like maybe we'd be in a different situation here.
But it's also the quantity. That's they control also the quantity.
Yeah.
Of drugs.
Yes. And like from what I've heard, like there are certain drugs that are having shortages right now that it's a worldwide shortage. And also they're saying like our plants are trying to make these drugs 24/7 and it's not enough or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, then we should have had more plants, like, and more companies should have been allowed to make and sell these drugs. But we have all these patents and everything, and that you did to like become the richest in the world. And now it's, now we're fucked. Like, people that need these medicines are fucked.
Okay. But like my psychiatrist was saying, there's literally no, they have like, they could make more.
I'm sure. I'm sure. It's very frustrating. So I don't know what the solution is, but I mean,
guys, we have to learn how to make our own drugs.
How weird is that? Where like we actually do have to mine
guys.
Does anyone
remember how we didn't like NFTs?
Does anyone have a recipe for Vyvanse?
Oh my God, did you hear about the neighborhood in North Carolina? And by the way, we have to go. I have to get out of here. I have to go. I haven't even packed for this fucking... Guys, I didn't even tell you anything about what I'm doing.
Well, you'll tell us when we get back. Someday, but what about the town? And what about the town?
Okay, there's a town in North Carolina that was like a beautiful, quiet, amazing, inexpensive place for people to go near the mountains. And then all of a sudden, the noises started, and it's NFT mining.
Oh,
and
crypto mining.
It's crypto mining, but like for NFTs too. And it's like these like warehouses that they've put around the town, and people can't sleep. They can't hear themselves think. Yeah. It's like all of a sudden, it's like the noise is so fucking loud.
But they don't want us to have windmills to make power.
We can't have windmills.
Because windmills like make zero noise.
And also women can't be more productive and feel better about themselves. So just so you know, they're concerned that they're overprescribing ADD medication to women just for better productivity. And I was like, when my psychiatrist told me that was like one of the things that the government, like FDA, had said, I was like, how is that a problem for any government ever?
That's all anyone wants from us is productivity. That's all anyone just wants us to work ourselves to fucking death.
They might not want that from women.
I get, who knows?
I really want you guys to see the movie Women Talking. It comes out this week, and it's fucking beautiful and really, really intense, and also like trigger warning. There are no like scenes of violence against women, but there are aftermath moments. So there are like evocative moments.
Right.
But the movie's really incredible, and Sarah Polley is an exceptional storyteller. It's based on a book, or it's an adaptation from a book. The performances are so good, and I really, really, really think it's like so valuable to see in this moment too. So the women are debating 3 options. They can stay and do nothing. They can stay and fight, or they can leave. And it's just like really intense.
Yeah.
It's really intense. Anyway, highly recommend.
Highly recommend. Well, I look forward to seeing pictures from your trip because you're stoned now and you haven't packed yet.
At all.
So that means...
Haven't packed at all. No. Nope.
We're about to see some really wild outfits.
I think there's going to be some great looks. Well, to be fair, when I get to Arizona, everything's already packed.
It's already packed.
Yeah.
So no.
Wait. I'm going to pull these gratitude cards because this is, okay. I don't know if we might talk next week, whatever. Should I pull one for you or one for me first?
Pull for me first.
Oh my God. Here's what you have to have gratitude about, Caissie. Okay?
Yes.
Your meditation on gratitude is: we can leave the places we were born and raised.
That's good.
Do you want to know mine?
Yes, I do. I want to hear yours.
Here's what I have to be grateful for. We could disappear for a bit.
That seems perfect.
And on that note, Merry fucking Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa's coming. We love you guys.
I feel like we're going to talk before
Maybe.
Kwanzaa. Because isn't it is it the 27th this year?
Yeah.
When is it?
But
I don't know.
But I just don't.
We can look. I think
yeah. We might not have a podcast next week because it's the holiday. But if it's an emergency, we might.
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Then other three episodes of Meghan and Harry are going to drop. Harry and Meghan are going to see me, a damsel in distress. And they're going to be like busy. We have a plane,
to send a jet for you,
and we've got a plane, and we've got a place in Montecito. And I'm going to be like, guys, this is all I've ever wanted.
I mean, you're all Netflix stars, so I feel like
oh my God, I'm going to be a Netflix star.
I feel like in 2023, like maybe you'll meet them at like a Netflix mixer or something like that.
I don't know, but I love them, guys. I really do.
I'm rooting for them. And I'm also rooting for like that, like things get smoothed over between the brothers. Like I hope they figure their shit out, you know? I hope they all have learned something and figure their shit out.
I do too.
You know? And I'm rooting for all of you. We didn't say what we were doing our best at, but I feel like we did too. I
feel like we did.
You know, yeah. We're just doing our best. That's it.
Literally at all the things.
And we love you. And I'll let you know about when like a virtual cocktail hour and we can like a virtual toast and we can do that maybe.
Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe you can all join and I'll make our Zoom account bigger so more people can join because when I did the manicure thing, I know people were like in the waiting room and
Caissie, Jesus.
I know it was rude. So I'll make it so that everybody can join at once.
Guys, we love you so much. Have the best holiday. And if you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah, if you hate it, that's okay. And we're thinking of you and
just go back and watch White Lotus season 2.
Yeah, we love you and thank you for making this such a fun year for us.
It's been the best. Thank you. We love you.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh no.